different. So that should be perfect. Like it should now show you A5 says, and um, it should be me and you and
Me.
not me, you, and Don. So hopefully. Hello, everybody who's in there. Miss C T, Zoe, Quinn, Julie, Jaded, Shamanta, Maryam, all of you. Welcome in. I hope you guys got some good questions. If you all saw my rant, then you know that I'm just not for the BS today. I am really, really, really going to be raw and rugged with these readings, and I hope y'all is okay with that because I'm just gonna be honest about it, and I'm just no fluffy bunnies today. You gonna get what you get. Okay, so it updated on mine to say Sherry Berry on my YouTube and then on my Facebook. Um nope, it still says Dawn here, so hopefully it'll update. I don't know. If not, then I don't know. Oh, you know what? I can just go through and delete all of this.
Hello, Miss Pam. How is your new tea? It's a new, I use a new herb in it. And you're one of my first people.
Oh, there was a lady there, and I know you. I don't know if you watched my videos, but there was a lady there who um was selling teas also, and I was like, "Oh, Sherry Berry, this could be you at the one place." And she was just selling teas, and she gave me like a free tasting of it. I bought some just so you can see the packaging and stuff that she uses.
Are you buying somebody else's tea?
I did buy it,
At the front
just
door.
because it tastes good, not
I
because it
don't
was
even know. I don't even
requested.
want to talk to you. You and
I
me,
bought it for
we
research
are not
purposes,
sisters anymore.
so you can see what it
We are
was.
not even sisters anymore.
Oh, okay. And I got all this free information for you on how to unpackage your stuff.
Whatever. Was it an aluminum package? Like it was, like you could see through it. Was it a black couple that was selling it?
A lady and her son and her daughter.
Mm-hmm. And was it lemongrass tea?
Huh?
Was it lemongrass tea?
Wait, was it what?
Lemongrass tea.
No, it was a whole bunch of them. She had like 20, 30 different varieties of it.
And it was like they had them in big aluminum things.
No, she had
Like
them in clear jars. She had them in clear jars. And then she also was selling sea moss. And then I don't even know where my bag at to show it to you, but
very hibiscus. That one's a good one. I think that's the lady that goes to all of the psychic events.
oh yeah, so she was
It's
there.
very, very nice.
It tasted good. And I literally when I saw it, I said, "Oh, it's
I think they're the ones that I bought a lemongrass tea from. And then when I got it home and realized that it was just lemongrass. And I'm like, I paid way too much money for a bag of lemongrass. I was kind of disappointed to be.
literally I just posted a rant online and every question in here is hitting on exactly what I said. Like y'all just tested me today, but the Lord be with y'all because I'm about to run it. All right, Keena, who's first?
So berry, yeah, her berry hibiscus is pretty good. I've had it. Oh my God, I have heartburn that's so bad right now.
I have food in the oven, so if y'all see me just dart off the stage and go over here because I have shrimp, sausage,
Oh, yeah.
potatoes, and
It
corn
is
in
hard.
there. Keena, we
Thank
can
you,
see
Miss
your comment.
Julie.
Keena, can you put the first person up? We ready?
Trying to go US to start my career. When?
Immediately I heard that there's paperwork that you know what needs to be done. Like, so you just want to know, is there going to be a speed up or something in the mix? But I feel like it's a paperwork issue. Like, have you turned in everything you need to do, or you're waiting on your like I feel like okay, because I'm also hearing finances too. So I'm hearing one paperwork, they're showing me paperwork being shuffled. So the paperwork hasn't been processed, or you haven't turned in all the documents that you need to be turned in. And then the second thing I hear is that it's financial. When will I reach there? When will you have enough money to get there? Like if it costs me $30 to go to Tucson for gas, well, when will I get to Tucson? When I have the $30 to pay for gas to get there. So I'm hearing 2 months to 6 months. Literally, that's the time frame I heard was two
I
months to six
heard
months.
3 to 6 months.
Okay, so we're right on the same page with
Mhm,
that. But they're
mhm.
saying they're giving you time to get your ducks in a row. Like I feel like
It'd
I
be
hear an
like
echo, and it's like they're saying the same thing to you over and over and over again, and you're not listening to what they're saying. So that's what your issue is. And what came out was a Queen of Swords. Like they're speaking to you. This is you making a logical, this is you using your logic and not your heartstrings. One of the things that I told Kina that I was doing today, I usually ask Spirit, what's my next step? What's my next step? And for the and this is me evolving in my understanding of how to deal with my spirit guides. So they used to tell me, just wait, it's coming. That's at first it was it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I used to be like, when? So I started saying, what is my next step? So then for the last couple of weeks, it's been just wait, just wait. And so the next question I asked, how do I wait productively? How do I wait in a way that I am still being productive while I'm waiting on spirit to do what they have to do behind the scenes? So your question, you're either at the phase of what is my next step? Like, what do I need to do in order to make this happen? Or how do I wait productively? Is that you're not doing whatever you're supposed to do to get the paperwork together, or you're not like you seem to be rushing against the timeline because they're showing me a news article online where people are waiting to the last minute to get their passport and there's all these delays. And so what they're telling me is get your paperwork in order, all the documentation that you need, and then it's about funds. How are you going to raise the money that you need to get here? Once you get here, what are you going to do? Do you have a plan of action? Like, well, how am I going to make money? Where am I going to stay? Who am I going to stay with? How am I going to feed myself? How am I going to get transportation? Like, have you looked into all of that information? And what they're saying is all of those things will happen when it falls in line. Decency and order is what they're speaking to me, is that when you do everything that you're supposed to do in preparation, then they'll help you out with it, and then that's when you'll go. It's not like, oh, on Thursday, Thursday on May 5th that you'll get ready to go. It's about what preparations have you made, what accountability have you taken in order to make these things happen. So it's not like they're going to just pick a date out of there and say, oh, in 3 months you're going to move. It could happen in 2 to 6 months, or it could happen in 2 to 5 years. It's about you getting in order with the things that you need, decency and order. And so that's what they're saying to me is, do you have everything that you're supposed to have in order to get this done? Are you thinking logically, head over heart, or are you letting it pull on your heartstrings? Oh, I'm so ready to go. I'm so miserable here. Well, if you're miserable there, you're just going to change the location, because you know what's a common thing about where you are? It's you're the same person there as you are here. Like Kina says, wherever you go, that there you are. So you have to change your mindset before you go. How do I wait productively? So you either need to ask, you either need to pray, or however you consult your higher power and say, what is my next step? Or how do I wait productively for these things to take place behind the scene? So again, they told me 2 to 6 months, and they told Sheri Berry 3 to 6 months. So it's going to be in that time frame. But it's also about you being proactive and taking steps. It's not a magical potion. What are you going to do in order to make these things happen? So Miss Sheri Berry, if you have anything for her, you can go ahead.
Sorry, I was drinking baking soda. So
And she also said that she's been trying for a long time. So if you've been trying the same thing over and over and over again, they're saying, well, obviously that doesn't work, because they're showing me a hamster on a wheel. How are you doing it different? What assistance are you getting in order to make this happen? What are you doing in order to make this happen? Or every time there's a setback, or do you say, woe is me, woe is me? And what they're saying is, how are you going about to take the steps that you need to do to do? And the first, like when I asked, what's your next step? They clearly show me documentation. So is your documentation up to date? Like I had a birth certificate and I wanted to get my passport. Well, it was a little bit torn and tattered and messed up. So I ordered a brand new birth certificate so I wouldn't have any problems, where I wouldn't have any delays. And so I took the proactive steps to get the new birth certificate that I need, that had all the information on there, so that when I went to apply for my passport, I had everything in order, and they didn't have to come back to me and be like, oh, well, we can't take this because it's torn and tattered, or because we can't read it, or it's this, or it's that. So I went on there and looked at all the guidelines. This is what I need in order to get my passport. I gathered all the documentations and I went. Again, I talk about my taxes all the time. I need to gather all the documentations to take it to my financial person so that she can run all the information through. When is my taxes going to be done? When I gather all the documentation and take it to them so that she can walk it through. So the win is on you. What are you going to do in order to make it happen? When are you going to change that mindset that I need to take these steps? And when are you going to use the frustration to as a catalyst to propel you forward? So that's what I got.
So I pulled from an oracle deck. Hello, GP. And I got aloe vera, coriander, and echinacea. And I find that interesting. These are all healing herbs. Why are you shaking your head?
I'm reading these comments. Go ahead. Oh, no, not to say no to you. You know I'll be reading these comments.
I know, but I'm like, why are you shaking your head? I love you, Angie. You got to know that I love you so much. But your face like tells you. I had such a blast with you yesterday. Thanks.
We had a good time. Listen, them tequila shots was real, okay?
Yeah. Hey, I took 2. Just for the record, I drank alcohol.
And then was like, I know that ain't Sheri Berry taking all them shots. You don't know Sheri Berry.
Anyways, the aloe vera says it says smooth. Did you eat?
Oh, the lady yesterday asked, did you eat?
Yeah. Julie asked me too, did you eat? I'm like, yeah, I had some nuts. Okay, so aloe vera is smooth. It says smooth or soothe. So for me, that it's a very healing, good for drinking on an empty stomach. I know. And then I have the coriander, which says immortality, and echinacea, which is fortified. Echinacea is for healing. So there's something that you're trying to heal. And I did not hear what Angie said because I was actually drinking some baking soda because I have really bad heartburn. So for me, there's like something that you're trying to, like you're picking, I'm getting like you're picking at a sore, and these items are for healing. And whatever you're doing, you're trying to run away from something and move to a different location to heal it. You need to heal what you're doing now in wherever you're at to because whatever you're trying to run away from is going to go with you. So you need to face what you're doing here where you're at, and then when you get there, you're going to continue that healing journey. Echinacea is an amazing herb. Right now, I'm tincturing it. It's very much used for healing, and it's got a lot of good properties in it. So I'm saying, sure, in 3 to 6 months, you could be coming, but whatever it is, you need to start healing and fortifying yourself with, I don't know if this is making sense to anybody but me, to be honest. I'm just not, I don't know what path I'm on with this, but there's something that's festering, like a wound that needs to be fixed and healed. So, but you'll be bringing it with you. That's what I got.
All right. So she heard 3 to 6 months.
That's what she wants to hear. That's what she'll hear. Yep, 3 to 6 months.
Alone sometimes feels like worry. Okay, yeah. So again, that's what you need. So before you go to bed tonight, that may be what you just need to ask your spirit guides. Like, what is my next step? What is the next thing that I have to do? And if it's wait, which is what they've been telling me, which I don't ever want to hear, wait. Several people have done readings for me and they keep saying, just wait, just wait, just wait. So I had to change my question. You guys have to know that you have to adapt your questions to your guides. These are living spirits. This is active energy, so you can change your questions that you're asking them. And so I stopped saying, like, I used to be like when. So then I started asking, well, what is my next step? And so since my next step has been wait, so I started asking again, how do I wait productively? What is it that I need to do in order to wait productively? It could be listen to music, it could be rest. Yesterday, after we left that women's expo, I came home and I slept like it was my job. Like, oh, they paying Angie to sleep here, and I slept hard. Like, good night, people. And I kept trying to get up. It was so many things I wanted to do. I had to change Bertram's fish tank water. I was supposed to do wash my hair and condition it. I was supposed to change my room around, and I just didn't have the energy to do any of it. And eventually I just said, oh, you know what? That's that eclipse. I asked my guys, like, well, what's going on? Like, am I sick? Is there something? And they said, no, this is that eclipse. It's pulling out everything that no longer serves you. You said, let it go, let it go. Now, the one thing that's no longer serving me that I don't see y'all pulling out is this fat cell. So y'all can just take them too. Like, don't just take all my emotions. Take some of these physical weights away from me too. Like, people, hold on.
And take my
That's all I'm
baby
saying.
daddy too. I don't need him.
Listen, I hope y'all watched our videos from yesterday because it was an adventure with me, Sheri Berry, my friend Andrea, and Julie from Love Riot Warriors. Listen, it was an adventure. Every video I posted yesterday was hilarious because we had this dude chasing us trying to get to Sheri Berry because he thought Sheri Berry was his daddy, his baby mama. I said, Sheri Berry, you sure your kids ain't by him? She said, well, my kids are by a white man. They are clearly both white, and that gentleman is clearly an African American. So all I'm just trying to say is it was adventures. You should see everything that we did online yesterday because it was crazy, crazy. And he was looking like, you know, you my baby mama. Or maybe he was thinking in future tense. Maybe he knew something we don't know. Sheri Berry, you gonna see him somewhere? And look,
My baby making days are
women's retreat, and
over.
Sheri just walking around giving out readings. Mm-mm. She just reading people. Only when you with Sheri Berry. Listen, Sheri must have it going on because he was looking at her like, hold on, lady. I know that ain't my baby mama getting in the car with another white man because we got in the car with this white man.
No, that guy was Mexican. Wasn't he a Mexican guy?
Oh, Oh, yes, because his wife, he got a wife in Mexico. So yeah.
Yeah, they're both
either
from
way,
Mexico.
he wasn't happy that you wasn't getting in the car with him.
No, he was mad. He was like, how you
we
gonna
know this man from Adam? Like, seriously. You're welcome, Shamanti. I hope that helps you out. And I hope that you can come back and tell us that, you have some next steps. And again, when I tell you to go to sleep, and dang, y'all, my food smells so good. I can smell all the Cajun spices from the shrimp and the sausage and the potatoes and the corn. When I get off of here, y'all, I'm gonna eat like, oh, but make sure that you listen to all the signs that come in. Like sometimes it's music, sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's a conversation, sometimes it's a dream. So make sure that you're receptive to all the ways that they're showing it. But for me, they're definitely showing me a lot of paperwork, and they're showing me like finances, like you need to raise the money. So for you, it's how are you going to have the money in order to do what you need to do? Okay. So who's next, Keena? Diane, you're on the screen, so yes, you are next.
When will I move?
Okay, so again, these are common sense questions that you need to just ask yourself. Will my finances get better? Well, let me tell you how to make your finances get better. Get another job, get a job that pays more, get 2 jobs. Like I tell y'all all the time, it's not a magic potion. It's not about, like, I can tell you all day that there's a new opportunity coming for you, but if you're not doing anything to take that opportunity, it's just a new opportunity that's just passing by you that you're not taking. So how does your finances get better? You find a job that pays more. You get a second job to bring in additional income. Is it going to be a house or an apartment? What did you tell spirit you want? When you make a pro and con list, what is it that you want? I told them I wanted a new apartment because I wasn't ready for the responsibility of a house. Are you ready for the responsibility of a house? And exactly when I asked that question, I heard no. Like, are you ready for the lawn care, for the repairs, for the maintenance, for the HOA? Like, are you ready for all those things? These are common questions that you can ask without me going to the psychic and saying, me going to the higher power and saying, hey, is it going to be a house or an apartment? It's going to be whatever it is that you said you want. What desires did you put out there and tell your guys that you wanted? I told them I want a Cadillac truck. So the next vehicle I get better be a Cadillac truck. So you have to decide, but I'll pull some cards for you because I'm not getting any visuals regarding what it's going to be. I do see the word apartment, so I'm assuming it's going to be an apartment that you're going to get.
That is like 3 questions.
They're telling me double up, so that must mean you need to get another job or you need to get some more income. And then you also need to think about, with a house, are you able to pay for the homeowner's insurance? Are you able to pay for the consumer bill that's going to come up in the summer? Are you ready to pay for the water bill? Are you ready to pay for all those things? It's not a magical potion. And I got the Ace of Swords, so that's a change in your thinking. You understanding that it's all about you setting the intentions for what you want. It's about to be a full moon. What do you want to release? You want to release that lack mindset. So I got that, yeah, there's new information coming in for you, but it's about you thinking differently and understanding that it's all about what you want and how you present it. One of the things that I heard when I was at the when I was at the psychic fair today was people enter prayer in a lack mentality. Can I have, it's, if it's your will, if it be okay, like you all want to go to the Lord properly. Lord, if it's your will, can I get healed? Lord, if it's your will, can I have a house?
It's
May I
my
have
will.
this? May I have that? Speak into existence what you want. I want an apartment. I want a house. I want a car. I want this. I want that. Speak into existence and allow them to come on and help you to get what it is that you want. Don't go into a mindset of thinking, I have to get permission to have what I want. You don't have to get permission. You just have to state your claim and allow the universe to give it to you. So I'm going to pull one more card for you regarding will I move? Yeah, you will move when you are financially, when you get your ducks in a row. It's not about the universe just being like, oh yeah, go ahead and let her move. She ain't got enough money to pay the rent. Go ahead and let her move. She ain't got enough money to pay the utilities. That's go ahead and let her move. You said you want a house. Okay, you want to rent a house, then that's what you'll get. But I heard the words apartment clearly. Um, I heard 4-bedroom house, but 3-bedroom apartment. I don't know why, but that's what I heard. And then I got the 4 swords. You have a lot of fear and anxiety about whether you're going to be moved. So are you in a situation where you're not, like, where the living arrangements isn't the best for you at this time? Like you're in a situation where you're in a rush to get out of, because they showed me you just kind of running, but you're in place. You're not making any progress. You're doing a whole bunch of movement, but there's nothing happening. Like you're not really making any logical steps to get anything done. And so what they're saying is, are you being productive in the steps that you're taking in order to make this happen? Y'all, these cards done fell on the floor again, and I'm just not picking them up. I'm just gonna go to another deck because I'm just over picking up the same cards. And so they're saying to me, like, what steps have you taken logically to make this happen? And have you looked up the houses that you want? Like, have you looked in the area that you want? Like, have you stated, I want to live in this area, I want this kind of house, I want that kind of I want this price range. Like, I gave them everything. When I come to my guys, they don't have no questions with me. I want this range of rent because I know how much I can afford. I've done a benefit analysis and I know this is how much I can afford to rent. This is how much I can afford in utilities. This is how much I can afford in food. And so when I break all that down, I tell them I want a 2-bedroom apartment. I want it to be in this area. I want it to be on this level. I want to have these amenities, and I wanted to have all of these things so that they know that what it is that I want. You're saying you want a house, then you need to tell them, where do you want this house to be? What city you want it to be? What is your price range that you want it to be? How many bedrooms do you want it to have? What is the affordability that you can that you can cope with? And then how do I increase my income? I can tell you that a new opportunity is coming, but I'm just telling you that a new opportunity is coming. What are you doing? Have you put your resume out there in order to look for a job that is conducive with what the rent prices is now? Because I've looked online and I've heard even on the news that you have to be making like $60,000 in order to be able to really afford some of these places that are like 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments, because things
In
are
the
so
Phoenix
expensive.
metro area, right?
Exactly. It's for people over 50. Okay, you get Social Security. So have you looked into the affordability programs? Like, I know for a fact that, and I don't know if you're in Arizona, but I know for a fact they're showing me like the Tempe Section 8 list was open. The Mesa, I can't remember if it was the Mesa Section 8 list, but there were all kinds of Section 8 lists that were open. There's all kind of programs for seniors with disabilities, or just, have you looked into any program to get government assistance? If you are on Social Security, then you probably have a limited amount of income, and you need to find a place that is going to take like this amount of your income, like 30% of your income, as far as rent and utilities. And that's why, okay. So you need, okay. So honestly and realistically, can you afford a house on Social Security? Like, can you really afford that? Like, just, and
Not in,
this ain't got to do with psychically. Can you seriously afford
I
that?
mean,
In
because when
any area
you
of the
rent
city or
a
any
house,
area.
I mean, when you rent a house, there's so much more to it than just renting a
Exactly. The lawn. Listen, when I bought my first house,
water,
I could
sewer,
afford the
trash.
more. I could afford the mortgage. I could like you got to shovel the snow in the winter. You got to get the grass cut. You got to pay for like I had my furnace go out. Like there's so much stuff that you have to pay for that is in addition to a house. Can you keep up with the upkeep of the outside and the inside of the house? Like what are the things that you want in order to make this happen? And realistically, is a house in your comfort zone right now?
No.
So that's what I don't know. And you're saying, and finances get better. If you're on Social Security, the only way to make it get better is to bring in additional income. Like it's not like Social Security is going to be like, oh, you're a wonderful person. Here's $500 more a month. Like these are facts. These are not magical things. If you want your finances to get better and you're on Social Security, then you need to get a supplemental job and find out how much money you can make per month in order for them not to decrease your income. So that's how your financial situation gets better. Or if you get $1,000 a month, then you need to have less going out than what's, you know what I'm saying, less expenses going out than what's coming in. So how does your financial situation get better? You take a realistic look. That's that Ace of Swords. You take an honest and realistic look about what's coming in and what you can afford, and then that's what you focus on, and that's what you look for. Like I feel like you're just saying, "Oh, I want a house," and you're not even looking to see, okay, well, how is a house affordable for me right now? Like, I don't know that a house is affordable for me, and I do want to be in a house. I already have the stuff for my meditation room, but is that
Okay.
affordable for you right
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss Angie, but Miss Diana, I can't personally tell you why a different psychic would tell you something like that. And neither can Angie, because we don't know what the other message the other psychic got. Angie gets different messages than I get. Angie has different modalities than I get. Julie has different modalities. Everybody has different things. So why another psychic would tell you something like that, I don't have an answer for that. What I receive and what I hear is completely different than what a different psychic would tell you.
Let me tell you
It's
this. Don't come in
plenty.
here telling me what somebody else told you, what another psychic
Yes.
told you. If you believe if you believe what she said, you wouldn't be on here asking me too. If you honestly and truly believe that you were going to get a house, then you wouldn't be on here asking me too. I don't care what they said. I'm telling you what I saw. I saw the word apartment. That's what they showed me based on the amount of money that you're saying you get. Can you realistically afford it? Like, I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you what I see. Not, I'm not trying to puff you up and tell you, oh, it's a house because that's what you want. I'm telling you the word that I saw. I saw the word apartment. So if you honestly and truly believe that you were getting a house, you wouldn't be on here asking me and Sheri Berry if you were going to get a house or an apartment. There is some deception or there's something that you didn't believe about what she said is the reason that you're coming on here and asking us. So in my honest opinion, based on what my guides told me, it's an apartment. At $2,200 a month, honey, there are houses that, like, I don't know where you're looking at or what area you're looking at, but there's houses here that are $2,300 a month, and that's just base rent. There's apartments here that are on base rent that are more than that. So you have to look at what you can afford, and can you afford a house, and all of it, like medication, food, travel, transportation. Can you afford all of that? When you add it all up, it's about facts. It's not about what like it's not about a magic potion. Again, what is it that you can afford? And that's all I had.
Yeah, I just have, which is kind of interesting that you talk about like your husband just died, because I did get tears, um and like I did get sudden change, and that you're going through a lot of emotional stuff. I also like to just say, just throwing this out there, I would sit in recovery and in a humble place and not worry about moving for for a while. Don't make any huge decisions. You are going
Well,
through
she
a
said they're
huge
selling the house and she has to go.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, who's next? I'm done with this.
What the fuck? I'm a mess today.
Three-bedroom apartment. I have to move. Landlord selling. Yes, I am. I have been expected. Exactly. That's what they showed me, a 3-bedroom apartment or a 4-bedroom house. And so I saw the word apartment. So, I mean, that's what it is for me, honey. So I hope that it works out for you.
Yeah.
Do you see a reconciliation between me and my ex?
No.
So I read that question and I heard a no immediately too, that it was a no. But again,
they are an ex for a reason.
Exactly. Why is he an ex, honey? Whatever reasons that you have for letting him go, those are the same reasons that you go have for letting him go again when you bring him back into your life. Like, it's Mercury retrograde. Exes come back, but I don't even see him coming back. So the retrograde can't even bring this joker back.
Thank goodness.
What's her name, Keena? Zoe? Is Zoe's ex coming back? I get a no, honey. That's my symbol for no. Sherry Berry got a no for you. It's a no. And the question that they're telling me to ask you is, why do you want him back? Are you just lonely and you just want some attention? Why is it that you want this person back? And then they also want you to know, why is he an ex? What did he do to you? Do you think that he's really magically a different person? At this age, we're not changing that much, honey. If he was inconsistent then, he's inconsistent now. If he wasn't being nice to you then, he's not going to be nice to you later. They're saying, why do you want him back? So that's what I got for you, honey. Do you have anything extra for her?
No, just no. I mean, it was a straight yes or no question. So I got a no.
I keep seeing the word self-evaluation. Like, they really want you to evaluate why you want this person back. Like, why are you taking yourself into a misery? Like, you pray for things to get better. Like, oh, you know, I want to be happy. I want to be this. And then they remove somebody from you and you think, oh, that's not what I meant by being happy. Then you need to specify, I want to be happy in love. I want to be happy in romance. I stopped saying to my guys that I want to be in love, and I started saying I want to be in love with somebody who's in love with me, because you could be in love and not be in love with somebody who's in love with you. I can be in love with somebody who's obligated to somebody else, or who doesn't love me, or who doesn't respect me. So you have to be specific in what it is that you're asking for. And for me, they're saying you're just having a little bit of loneliness and you're rekindling, you're thinking about, you're not seeing both sides of the story. You're thinking about, oh, well, sometimes he was nice to me and it was this and it was that. And what they're saying is, why do you want this person back? Like, is it just for the attention? Or do you honestly think this person has changed and he's going to be a better person for you in your life? So that's what I got for you, ma'am. Who's next, Keena?
Self-love. It was Zoe, self-love. Remember to love yourself first and put yourself first. And the reason why I said that is because I got the image of a bathtub, which everybody knows I do not like taking baths. So for me, that is like self-care, loving yourself and making sure that you take care of you and yourself.
Did I listen? So let me say this right quick, and I'm not gonna tell y'all who the person is that read me, but I had a reading today and she was talking, you know, again, I told her she was general and she said something about love. Oh, who's this gentleman? Blah, 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 this, and that. She says, I can sell you this love potion for $35. I said, absolutely not, because I don't force nobody to love me. You either do or you don't. And never, ever will I buy a potion to make somebody love me. So no, thank you.
Good girl. That is baneful, baneful, baneful magic.
You can buy a love potion. Absolutely not. He either love me or he don't. I'm the prize in this situation, people.
I'm surprised that she lucky I didn't go, because I'd have been like all up in her shit. What the fuck you doing selling baneful magic?
Little salt jar. I ain't even touched the jar. Nope. I don't want it. I don't want it. No,
Okay,
no, thank
so
you.
my thing just totally died. I don't know if you can see me, but I cannot.
We can see you.
I can't see anything.
Oh, just go out and come back in and see if it helps.
Okay. What the heck?
So Danielle wants, so while Sherry Berry works with her technical issues,
Okay, I can see
Danielle
you
wants
again.
a love life in her children, on having children. Um, wow, they really show me somebody on their knees praying and begging for children. And that's like a deep desire, like you really want to be a mom. This is exactly what they were showing me. You wishing upon a star. This is exactly how they showed me you begging for children or wanting children or desiring to have children. And what they're saying is be careful what you wish for, you just may get it.
You want my kids?
And not to say that in a bad way, to say kids are horrible and that they're not, whatever, but you also have to think about the person that you're going to have children with.
I
And
know. Oh my God, that was so funny. My mom, she did. So I'll talk all the crap. I'll talk crap to her face too. But she used to bug me like, when am I gonna have grandchildren? When am I gonna have grandchildren? And she used to hate my boyfriend. And I turned to her one day and I said, listen, lady, if I get pregnant right now, that man would be the father of my children. So is that what you want? She never asked again, like ever, because she knows I have a bad picker.
okay, so again, don't tell me what another psychic told you. If you believe what that psychic told you, then you wouldn't be here asking me. I gotta know, Sherry Berry gotta know. So again, this is the rant. If y'all go back and listen to the rant that I put on there, y'all want to hear what y'all want to hear. So that person told you what you wanted to hear. You wanted to hear that they were coming back, so they said they were coming back. I told you no. Sherry Berry told you no. We're honest. We're authentic. That's the problem. Y'all are listening to people just blowing smoke
Okay.
up y'all ass and telling y'all whatever it is that you want to
But
hear.
she didn't believe the
Again,
other psychic.
not only did they say no, but they said, why do you want him back? So my people went even further to say, why do you want this person back? This is the last time I'm saying, don't tell me what another psychic said. My guys aren't controlled by what another psychic told you. My guys are controlled by what they want me to tell, what they tell me about you. I asked your question clearly. They said no. And then the next question they had was, why do you want him back? Are you feeling lonely? Or what is the reason that you want this person to be back? And so don't keep coming in here telling me what somebody else told you. If you believe what they said, then go back and ask them again or go back to their page. But what, you know what I'm saying? This like if your boyfriend came to you and be like, well, she gave, her sex was better than your sex. Do you really want to know that somebody else's sex was different than your sex? Or she could do it this way and you only could do it that way. How dare you come into my house and tell me what somebody else told you? I don't care what they told you. I'm telling you what my guides told you. Or what if you're dating this person and they be like, well, my mom cooked cornbread better than you. Do you really want somebody to compare what you do to what somebody else do? Like that is wrong. And that is like, you know what I'm saying? That's some BS. Don't come in there and tell me what somebody else said. And I'm not mad about it, but my thing is I'm consulting my higher power. She consulted her higher power. And obviously you didn't believe what they were saying because you went to somebody else, or you're a person who just goes around and keep asking the same question for confirmation until you can get the answers that you want. I gave you the honest and truthful answer, no. And the reason why they said no. Is he good for you? And why do you want him back?
You did not go after the cornbread.
I'm not saying that the other person wasn't authentic. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna address this other person. I'm not saying that they're authentic. I'm telling you where my information coming from and the question that was asked of me. Obviously, you didn't think they were authentic because you came to us, and I suspect again that you go to multiple different readings and ask the same question over and over and over again, which also confirms why I don't like love readings. They are desperate. People always want to know, and this is the way, oh, does he love me? Is he coming back? When is he coming back? I just clearly told you, honey. And yes, I'm clapping because I don't think you are hearing me. No, he's not coming back. And then they said, why do you want him back? And then you know what your response was? Well, another psychic told me that he coming back. Well, boo boo, believe what they said. I'm telling you what my people said and the question that they asked me. I'm not addressing it again. Next. Y'all getting on my nerves today. Like literally, I just said that the energy is raw, and I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm telling y'all exactly how they're speaking it to me because my people ain't nice when they tell it to me. We didn't do Danielle, Keena. So Miss Danielle in this love reading, they're telling me you about these children. What they're saying to me is you want the children because you want something to love, you want something to care for. They're showing me the feelings that I had when I wanted Bertram. So I have a child. So Brandon is my child, but he's very self-sufficient. I've raised him to take, he doesn't ask me for a lot. He lets me know what he needs, and that's it. We're pretty much like almost two adults because he's 17. So he doesn't require a lot of attention from me. And so I had this deep desire for a fish. Why do I want this fish? Why do I want this fish? So I asked my guys and they said, you just wanted something to love. And so in this situation, you want something to love. You want somebody to love so that you'll have something in your life to take care of. And that's how they're giving it to me. And if that's not true, then that's fine. But then the cards that came out for you was the Five of Wands, which is that conflict. Like, are you really ready for all the responsibilities of having a children? Like, a lot of people will tell you, oh yeah, you're going to have a baby. But what I'm realistically telling you is, are you prepared mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually for this new child? If there's a delay in the reason that you have the child, the question that maybe you should be asking spirit is, what is the delay? Like, why are you making me wait? What do I need to do? What do I need to do to get from where I am now, where I don't have children, to where I'm ready in all aspects of my life to have a children? Am I financially ready to have a children? Do you know how much daycare costs per month for a newborn? The last time I checked, it was like $350 a week for a newborn child in daycare or a small child in daycare. Do you have the support system in place to help you with this child? Are you able to work full time and still be able to take care of this child? Do you have a man who's going to supply the sperm to even make the child? So those are the things that I'm asking you to consider, and why there is a delay or why you haven't had a child. Like, are you mentally, physically, emotionally ready for that responsibility? And sometimes we're not. And I've learned to be honest with myself and know that some situations I'm just not ready for. So again, I do see children for you, but I just don't see it right now. And they're saying, consider all the different ways that you can have a family. Like, it doesn't have to be that you give birth. You could adopt, you could have a surrogate. Like, consider, is there a medical reason why you can't? And I'm getting, no, there's no medical reason. But they're saying, are you mentally ready for that? Are you capable of taking care of a child on your own, with or without the father? And have you even cultivated a relationship that will produce the seed that you need in order to have a child? And then I got the celebration, which is, yes, you are going to be able to have a child. So yes, I do get a yes on that. And then you say on your love life, they show me Eeyore when I go into your love life. Like, oh, woe is me. This person did me wrong. This person didn't treat me right. And so, are you ready? Like, have you understood yourself enough to know, what is my love language? How do I want somebody to treat me? My love language is showing. Like, some people need to hear, I love you, I love you, I love you. I need to see. Like, that on by Wednesday, I don't had enough at work. And so you buy me Starbucks for the week. Like, oh, this is something. So what is your love language? Do you know what your love language is? So if I waved a magic wand and said, boom, here go the love of her life, what do you want him to be? You want to be tall, you want to be short, you want to be muscular, you want to be fat, you want to be thin, you want to have big hands and feet. You want to be black, you want to be white, you want to have curly hair, you want to have no hair, you want to be funny, you want to be serious, you want to be a business person, you want to be a rancher. What do you want him to be? So when you ask about my love life, are you mentally ready to take on an adult relationship where you have to have that give and take and that cooperation? If this person doesn't text you back at 7 o'clock when they say they're going to text you back, are you going to have a whole ass attitude, or are you going to be able to say, you know what, things could, there's a reason that he probably wasn't able to call me back? Like, are you mentally prepared for a relationship? And so that's the thing that they're showing me, is that you're still holding on to some past hurts, and you just haven't cleared those past hurts in order to do that. It's about to be the full moon. So this is what you say, the full moon is Friday and it's an eclipse. That's a power in it. So be ready for this release. Like I said, I'm extremely aggressive today, and I know that I'm aggressive because that's all those things being pulled out of me that I said, remove those things that no longer serve me. So you said you're dating, but is the person that you're dating somebody you would want to have a child about? Is this person somebody who's financially capable of helping you? Is this person somebody who's ready to have a child? Like, have you asked this person if they're ready to have a child? Just because you're dating doesn't mean that you're ready to have a child. I'm dating, but that don't mean I'm ready to have a child. I'm dating, but that don't mean that I'm ready to marry this person. I'm dating, but that doesn't mean that I'm ready to have sex with this person and procreate. So just because you're dating doesn't mean that you're ready for the love that you say that you want. Or have you even defined the love that you want? Like I said, I'm dating, but am I ready for all those things that go along with it? Even though I say that I'm ready to be married, sometimes I pull back and be like, you know what? There's a lot of give and take. What if he want dinner every single day? I don't want to cook dinner every single day. You know what I'm saying? What if he want, like, am I ready for that give and take? So I'm just being honest. Like, are you ready for? Again, I got the celebration, but they're telling me you are bringing in a lot of baggage from your old situations that you haven't resolved, and so they manifest in your new situations. So that's what I got. But Miss Sherry Berry, do you have anything additional for
I
her?
do. I do. And it's kind of interesting because I was going to ask this question. You are dating, but I see two men in your current life right now. Maybe I'm correct, maybe I'm incorrect, but I see one of these men as like being a good person, a good fit for you. And I do see the other person as being like an authoritative figure, a judgmental figure, a person that's not really necessarily healthy for you. Yes, there are two. So one kind of gives you that like like you know, that they both make you feel comfortable. One's more familiar, and that's more the authoritative figure because it's more of a fatherly figure for you. And we're all used to that. And the other one's a more loving connection. There's more fire, more spark, more energetic feeling for that. But I did get two men in your life. Um, the other thing that I did get was that this person is going to give you that longevity, is going to give you that faithfulness, is going to give you what you're looking for, even if it's on a short term basis. I don't know if it's going to be a long term. I don't like doing love readings, but I don't think that this person who kind of reminds you of a fatherly figure is the person that you need to be considering to stay on a more permanent basis. Um, that's what I'm getting and I'm feeling and I'm hearing, but I do hear that there are two men, two partners, two people in your life. This one is a better match than this one. Hope that helps.
Well, she said that makes sense, and she said there are two guys that she's considering, so that's a good. That's good. There you go. Remember, choose your baby daddy wisely. You got to deal with
Choose
this
your baby
person,
daddy wisely. I
or
did not.
you got to deal with them for at least 18 of them years, honey. Choose them wisely.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. Listen, people.
And do not pray for patience because then you have kids like mine.
Oh my goodness gracious of me.
I prayed for patience. I got two kids in my 30s.
Oh my goodness. Lord have the child. Lord help the child. Listen, be careful what you pray for. Please be careful what you pray for. That's all I can tell you. All right,
Keisha. Choose wisely. And yeah, don't use your kids as a weapon.
Y'all just want to see my head explode. Y'all just gonna keep asking me these love questions until my head just fly off of my whole ass body. Okay.
Wait, what?
And you know what? I'm just gonna do the pendulum. I'm not even.
I don't even want to know his name. I'm just gonna pull a card. Hello,
it's so good for Carrie. No. They're showing me a red flag, like you guys had a conversation and he said something and it made you pause. You didn't speak up on it, but you've been mulling over something that he said or an action that he took. And you're wanting to know, is that just you being hypercritical about a love situation, or is this person not good with you? And they're showing me like the high priestess and saying like this is your that 8 for me is a walk away. You know what I'm saying? That's a move on. That's a walk away for me. But they're saying this is your woman's intuition. This is your higher power telling you. Like, again, I'm gonna have to give you this story about when I started online dating, and I told my guys, if there's anybody there who's not good for me or who's trying to deceive me, let me know. And then I dreamed that this person was Judas. Like, he literally kissed me on the cheek, and and he was Jude, and he turned into Judas, like from Julius Caesar, the one who stabbed Julius Caesar in the play, and he turned into Julius. And I was like, well, you know, kind of, sort of, he might still be okay. Maybe that's just me bringing my shadow self in. My guys was like, absolutely not, you crazy ass girl. No, he is not the one. And I never heard from him again because they cut it off completely. And so I said that to say, don't discount the signs. Whatever it is, whatever that red flag was, whatever that comment was, or whatever that action was, or whatever it was that's causing you to have a second guess about him, they're like, you nearly need to consider that, because that's your intuition. That's your gut feeling. That's that woman's intuition. That's you knowing, that's you receiving information and then discounting it for the, for wanting to be in love. Did I ever tell you I had a dream about a snake, and I asked my guys who was a snake, and they told me that I was a snake in a situation? And the reason I was a snake is because I was being deceptive. Like, they were saying, you're dating people or you're entertaining these people that you really don't like in order for the attention. Listen, I ain't telling y'all. Listen.
That's funny. Okay.
Really just jump on to laughing for.
Listen, parking lot is like,
no, I didn't. I actually,
Angie is a snake. And
no, I actually got something. That was funny. That was funny. But no, I do have something just for people who are dating. There have been a lot of love questions. I hope that some of them people are still on here. But one thing, like when Angie mentioned the red flags, it reminded me of this podcast I was listening to. And this guy said when he first started dating the person, you know, that he's with now, anytime he was triggered or red flag, so to say, he would ask, he would pray, you know, is this a trigger of mine from a previous relationship? Because we know that we all had them triggers where, oh shoot, so-and-so did this in the past. So you know, it triggers that fight or flight, you know, so you either gonna run from this situation or you're gonna fight to stay in it. But it's also just, or is this a character trait of this individual? Like, we most of the time know this ain't right. So stop, like Alicia used to always say, stop turning red flags pink. So it's like it's red, but we trying to be like, no, it's a little pink. Like Angie, I remember talking to Angie, and she was telling me about that dream, and I said, Angie, they took you all the way back to when you was in high school. You vividly remember Shakespeare, this story that y'all read, and you saying that he's okay. I was like, it don't get no clearer than that.
Listen,
that he is
my
not.
teacher was so into Shakespeare and that damn Julius Caesar. We had to memorize either, there was two monologues. It was either Mark Antony's monologue or Judas's monologue, and I remembered Judas's. And so they took me all the way back to high school. My guys be like, we can't make it no plainer to you. And he literally turned into Judas. And Keena looking at me like I got a goddamn antler going out my head. Because I'm like, well, maybe it ain't, you know, maybe it ain't that bad. Maybe it's such and such. And she like, you fool, do you need a Mac? Like, no, he's
but I also understood the frustration with Angie was operating out of. So I said what I said because I'm like, it don't get no simpler than that. But also in that, I just prayed for her that night because I'm like, Lord, if you don't do something.
Look, and so this person called me the next day, and I feel like, yeah, chop. He like, I'm gonna call you when I get off work. I never heard from that person again. My guys was like, well, you a fool, and ain't no truth in you. So let me tell you what we gonna do. We gonna make this man lose your phone number. He ain't never gonna call you again. And when I say I ain't never heard from this person again, I ain't never heard from this person again. My guys be like, this girl is a fool, and before I have to push her down the steps and break her neck so she don't have to talk to this boy no more, let me just go ahead and make him leave. Like, sometimes we don't want to see the truth in the matter. He literally turned into Judas. And then remember in the Bible, Judas, you know what I'm saying? You can't get no more clear than Judas. This person gonna betray you in a minute. But all I saw was the box.
Because this person kissed her on the cheek.
He kissed me on the cheek. And remember, oh my God, remember in the Bible, that's how Judas identified Jesus.
How Judas betrayed Jesus.
That's
exactly. He kissed me on the cheek and turned to Judas.
Literally, I was like,
and all I saw was the boxes that he checked off. He's tall, he's southern, he's nice, he's funny. We have Look, he looked like he had big hands and feet. He was a firefighter. And what my guys were saying was, I see beyond what you can see. You asked me to identify. I identified, and now you don't believe it. So what they're saying is, listen to the red flags. You know what I'm saying? This was a dream. I said, and I didn't even tell them how I wanted to receive. They clearly gave me this dream. And when I woke up, I remembered every detail of the dream. So what we're saying is, I did the pendulum and got to know. Sheri Berry did the pendulum, did her cards and got to know. But what there's, and then they brought this memory to me about how this person isn't good for you.
She just commented and said, I want to leave him. Then why don't you leave him? If you want to leave, then there's something deeper that is telling you that I don't want to be here. You need to listen to that, because I had a situation where I was fighting it naturally. I'm like, no, this can't be it. Like, I knew like something just wasn't right. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew something wasn't right. And I'm just like, on paper, the person looked like they were, whatever, but I'm like, something ain't right. So sometimes your spirit man knows something that your flesh doesn't.
And
so
let me tell you this, just tell you,
if you want to leave
tonight, just be like, remove this person from my life. That's it. Just remove it and allow them to do it. He could get transferred from another job. He could fall down. Listen, he could have an early demise. I don't know what it is, but you can just tell them, give them the power to help you to see the reasons that you need to walk away. Like if there's a financial hole, like they're showing me a splitting down the middle. So are you financially splitting the bills and that's why you haven't walked away? So, because they're showing me a line in the middle. And so it may be like you're dividing up the bills or something and you haven't walked away because you can't financially afford to walk away. So this is where you ask your guides and your higher power to come in. Help me to get from where I am now, wanting to move on, to where I can physically move on. My God was telling me he's not good for me. Okay, then you you just came here for us to give you confirmation about what you already knew. And this is how my guides tell me something. When they tell me something, then I go to another authority to ask. They be like, so you got your answer from the highest authority that was, and then you went to somebody with a lower authority to confirm what I said. How dare you not believe what I told you the first time? I mean, that's just how petty my people is. Your people might be nice and flower and be like, well, go ahead and ask her too, and she might tell you what you want to know. I'm just saying my people don't even act like that. But again, you already had the answer and you came to me to go to my guys to ask you the same thing. Okay. So again, it's about to be, let me tell you, if you really, really want to get rid of him, let me tell you two things you can do. One, put his name on a bay leaf. Put his name on a bay leaf, burn it, and set the intention that you want, not that you want him to go away, but you want to dissolve this relationship with him. Again, there it is. Listen, Sheri Berry will put a bay leaf out there for me in a minute. It's either to get rid of a sickness, to get rid of a feeling, or to bring in some goodness. Like bay leaves work in several ways.
It's just a simple bay leaf. Like you can go to your local grocery store, go down the international food aisle, or the dollar store, or these are, I got bay leaves, right? And then you just get a pen. I prefer Sharpies.
Or a marker. More like a marker. Write his name on there and set the intention while you're writing the name. I want to dissolve this bond. I want to dissolve this unhealthy bond with this person that I'm putting on here. And then when you burn it with this flame, I release this bond between me and this person.
And then you just write, peace out, motherfucker.
And then you set it on fire. You say, I release this bond that me and this person had. Or it's about to be the new moon. It's about to be the full moon. Release those things that no longer serve you. Like I said, Don has on Sonora Mystic Tarot, he has a video about the full moon and doing your full moon ritual, where we tell you to write down on one side of the paper all the things that you want to release, and on the other side, the things that you want to bring into your life. You split the paper in half. You go outside into the full moon. You set and you put it into in something that can burn, and then you set it on fire and say, with this flame goes, and you name off the things on the list that you're trying to get rid of. After the flame is done, you set it, you send the ashes back out to the universe and just let it go. Like if you really want to be done, you can go, you can release this person. Or if this person is not letting you go, you can put this person's name on a piece of paper, fold the paper away from you. Like instead of folding it this way, you would fold it that way, put it in a plastic bag, put it in a freezer, and that's how you get a person off of you. None of these things are harmful to that person, because I don't do anything that is baneful. Like Sheri Berry says, is just to get this person off of you or to release the bond that you have for this person. So we're just we're not reinventing the wheel, honey. We're not telling you anything new. These are the same tools that our ancestors had. All they had was the sun, the moon, the stars, the herbs, and fire and water. So you can decide how you want to release this person. But if you don't even want to use his name, then you can also put on your piece of paper, I release any unhealthy attachments. I release any unhealthy relationships. I release all that no longer serves you. And if this relationship no longer serves you, then it goes. But remember, when those things are released, there's aggression, or that there's frustration. That, like I said, today I'm really aggressive because this eclipse is pulling it out of me, and I'm like, good riddance with it. But the downside of that, or the side effect of that, is that I'm extremely aggressive, I'm extremely honest, and I'm straight shot, no chaser today. And so that's what you get when you're releasing all those emotions, when you're releasing those feelings, when that spirit guy is working with you. And I had to ask my guys yesterday because I was so sleepy and I was knocked out, and they said, hey, we're pulling a lot of stuff out of you. All those things that you've been asking for to leave, we're pulling them out of you. Sheri Berry, that looked a little bit too close to the hair. What's the problem? Yeah, go ahead and put the lid on that. Because I'm like, Lord help the child. My hair is about to be on fire. So that is what you can do, Miss Carrie, in order to get rid of him. And again, those are not harmful things to the person. That only releases you and the bond that you have with that person. Or just, you know what I'm saying? And just speak it to this. I no longer, I release this attachment to this person. I release this bond to this person. I am done with this relationship. I am moving forward in my life to find a healthy, happy relationship where the love is reciprocated. Because again, remember I said, I used to pray all the time, I want to be in love. And then you end up being in love with somebody who doesn't love you. And so now I pray, I want to be in love with somebody who's in love with me, or somebody who's ready to be in love also. I want reciprocal love. So sometimes you have to define all the things that you want to do. So Miss Carrie, I hope that helps you.
Healthy love.
Healthy. Oh yeah, because you could reciprocate bad love. Y'all could be Ike and Tina. Well, not necessarily Ike and Tina, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all could be them kind of people who just, push each other's button and y'all fight with each other all the time. So think about that. Yeah. You're welcome, Angel Wings, and I hope that helps. But again, always in pure positivity and healing. All those things that I do is always in healing and always in making it better for me and not bad for them. Okay? So who's next, Kina? We only have 13 people in the chat. Y'all tired of hearing me rant and rave, and we only have 5 questions pinned. So do y'all not have any more questions? Because we can end this as soon as possible. What's coming in my future? Jasmine, I love that question because Lord help the child. That don't mean I have to bring out these love cards. And for you, I'm going to get these Miss Cleo cards because Miss Cleo is in the same light that I am. So I have some Miss Cleo tarot cards, and I'm gonna bring them out. And they have a lot of Egyptian like goddesses and people in there. So I feel like that's the energy that you're in, like in that goddess energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Miss Cleo card and see what energy is coming for your future. I did hear restoration of income. So did you lose a source of income, or did you lose some financial, like maybe you got a decrease in pay? And I heard restoration of income. And then they're showing me, without even pulling it up, the Ace of Pentacles, which is new information about a job, new information, good news, or something coming in financially or materially where you're starting something physically. So I definitely heard that restoration of income. And they're showing me the Ace of Pentacles. So there's definitely a new job coming for you. I hear something about chat. Like, do you do something with like customer service in a chat environment? Like maybe you do, you know how you can chat with people online. So do you do something like that in the chat with people, or customer service online? Or maybe that's where you're going, because that's how they're showing it to me, is you sitting at a desk and you typing in a chat bot, like maybe doing customer service in a chat environment where you don't have to talk to people personally, because that's what they're showing me, like behind the scenes. And it seems like a more work from home job than a cubicle job or a hybrid job where you're sometimes in the office and sometimes at home. Miss Jasmine, are you still here? Jasmine, are you still here? because I just gave you a great reading.
You did.
Well, if you're not here, I got the Four of Coins, and that's you holding on to your money, holding on really tightly, like you've been budgeting very well, and this is your reward for that. Like you really did a cost benefit analysis about things, and you've really reined in your spending a bit. And then they were saying, like, they showed me the ten of staffs, which is the 10 of wands, which is you carrying all these extra burdens and you ready to set them down. Like, see how much strength he has. He's carrying 9 of them in one hand and 1 of them in his other hand. And this is you being at the end of this journey where you're carrying all these burdens, and this financial blessing that you're going to get is going to help you to release some of these burdens that you're carrying. You mean, can you just post like your reading that you're doing for somebody? Angel Wings, is that what you're saying? Like, you want to, like, you could do readings in the chat if that's what you want to. We just don't like when people be like, oh, inbox me for an accurate reading. But if you have a message for her that and you're feeling drawn to give it to her, then you can do that too. But I don't even see her. I don't see anybody. I don't see Angel or Jasmine here. So if you want to give her a little bit more information, Sheri, you can, or we could just move on because I don't even think she's in the chat. No, scenario, the list isn't closed. But what else can we tell you, honey? You was on the like, what other question do you have? You was on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Monday night. Like, what else do you want to know, honey? Oh yeah, just go ahead and post your question, Angel Wings. I'm sorry, girl. Jada is taking care of it in the background. Yes, you can just go ahead and post your question. Oh, okay. So Keena is telling me to go ahead and post the next person. So Miss Jasmine isn't here, so let me go to the next person. Alfonso is the next person. All right, Alfonso, you want to know, will I have a different higher paying job on May 15th? I immediately heard no.
No.
Have you even applied for another job, or is you thinking that they just go drop it down to your soul? But let me see.
No.
Is Alfonso gonna have a higher paying job on May 15th? They said no. They said, have you even gone on an interview? Like, have you heard anything? Like, if you realistically know the HR process is usually like interview, background check, orientation. So by May 15th, that's in 15 days, which is possible because it's technically 3 business weeks. But I'm getting a no. And they're saying, like, have you actually had an interview? Have you updated your resume? Have you applied? Exactly. That was the next question. Like, have you done any of those things? So I'm getting no, that you're not going to have a new higher paying job by May 15th, unless you are like going into personal pharmaceutical sales on the corner. So let me see if I can get an overall energy for
Her OnlyFans page. You could do an OnlyFans.
I got the Knight of Swords, and that's you just being hasty and wanting things to move fast. And they said that's you moving in haste. Like, you're spinning your wheels, you're doing a lot of movement, but you're not getting anywhere because you're just making fast decisions and you're not really thinking logically. Like, a lot of times when the Knight of Swords come in, because you notice this knight is fighting with a panther or with some kind of animal, and that may not have been the best decision to make at this time. Like, okay, you got this shield and you got this sword, but you see he about to put his hands right into your abdomen. He's about to be in the heart of the matter, and he about to scratch you up, and he probably about to whip your ass. So all I'm saying is, this is saying that you move in haste and that you're just not clearly thinking this situation through. Like, again, when they told me, do you know the HR process and how long it takes to onboard somebody for a job? Like, realistically, May 15th just doesn't sound right for getting a new job, unless you're going to work at Amazon. And even then at Amazon, it still takes a while for them. It takes about a month to onboard you. So they're saying you knew that answer. You're just trying to make some fast money, and you're trying to rush the process, and you haven't even necessarily started the process, is what I got for you. So do you have anything else for Alfonso?
No, I just heard a no, and like something about like your applications. There's something in the application process. There's something to, like, you need to go back and really look at your applications and your resume like your resume is not quite in order. It doesn't have the keywords that
Like
it needs.
I hear typos and again
Mhm.
keywords. Like I heard typos. Like,
Keywords.
have you really read through it? Like you're moving too fast. They're clearly showing me that you're moving too fast and you're not dotting your I's and crossing your
Crossing
T's.
your T's. That's funny because I heard dot your I's and cross your T.
Look at me and Sheri Berry being the same
P's and
person.
Q's.
All right now,
P's
look at
and
us.
Q's. P's and
P's and
Q's.
Q's. Yes. All right, Alfonso. So I hope that helps you with May 15th. And I feel like May 15th is a critical deadline for you, but you waited too late in order to start the process. And so whatever it is that you're trying to prevent from happening may still happen because you just didn't think ahead far enough and you're not thinking logically, you're thinking emotionally.
Yes.
All right. And then you know what? The overall energy at the bottom of the deck was the Three of Swords. So that's heartbreak. That's telling you that you just wasn't ready for it. All right. So Alfonso, I hope that helps you out. Oh, poverty and loss. Yep. Gosh. Damn. All right. Who's next? Sarah. I keep getting signs that things are about to get better, but things just keep getting worse. So Sarah, are you here? And give me an example of a sign that you got that told you things were going to get better.
Sarah,
You can't do what?
Sarah, he said he can't. I
Alfonso
think
said,
he can't sell drugs on the corner.
oh, definitely, you shouldn't do that. Okay, but you've applied for jobs, but have you applied for the job that you actually want, or are you just applying for jobs that make a lot of money? Like a lot of people go into nursing for the money and not for the care of the individuals. So are you applying for jobs that meet the personal needs that you want or the personal demands that you want? Like I got it, like I wanted to be a lawyer because Claire Huxtable was a lawyer, and I modeled my life about, oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a lawyer. After I worked at a law office for 5 years, I didn't want to be a lawyer anywhere because the glamour of it wasn't there anymore. So are you applying for jobs that meet your needs? Do you want to work at home? Do you want to work in an office? Do you want to travel far? Do you want something that's close? Do you want, what is it? Have you set the amount of money that you want to make? Like, have you decided this is how much money I want to make? Have you done that? Like, okay, I want to make $70,000. Have you looked for jobs that pay $70,000? Or you like, I want to make $70,000, but I'll settle for this job to pay $50,000. Like, have you set the parameters that you want out there? When you apply for jobs, are you doing it in frustration? Or are you doing it in, oh my gosh, I think I would really like to do this? So you set the intention when you apply for a job. If you're typing on a computer like this, oh, I don't want to do this shit. I don't know, oh, but it pay good money. You set the intention for you're pulling in what you're setting, what intentions you're putting out there when you're applying for the job. So are you applying for the job with good intentions? Are you applying for the job with positive intentions? Or are you applying for the job because I just need a job and this will pay the money? So that's what I got. All right. So Kenny, you can put Sarah back up again.
So, Sarah, I got that.
Let me tell you this.
Good things come in time. Like it takes time. Even that you're seeing like these angel numbers, you're seeing these things, and it is very optimistic. But like good things come on a curve, right? So you have to endure the bad to. What are they saying? To appreciate the good. I mean, how does that? If we had good times all the time, would they really be good? Would we appreciate the good times if we didn't have the bad times?
Exactly.
I'm like, I just went through this huge slump. Like all of y'all, like a lot of y'all know it, that I just went through this really huge like slump. And it just gives me that appreciation for the times that I do have that are better. You know,
this is another thing I'm getting. Where did you read that 444 was oddly optimistic? Like, I just look up the angel number 444 and it just says that you're connected to your guides. It doesn't say that things are going to get better. It just says that you're connected to your guides. Fours for me is stability. What do fours mean to you? Like, if you see 444, then you need to figure out, what am I thinking when I see 444? Like, one of the things about angel numbers is what thoughts are going through my mind every time I see 444. When I see 1, 2, 3, 4, I know that's progress. That means that I'm moving forward. That means that things are getting better. When I see 2, 2, 2, that tells me that there's a person personal decision that you need to make. So what does what does a 4 mean to you? A 4 to me means stability, and 3 times means 3 times the stability. So what is it that you're seeing that is making you see that? But when I look up the angel number 444, it just says that you're connected to your angels and guides. So are they telling you something that you're not listening to? Are they telling you a way to make things different or to have a new mindset and you're not doing it? So I'm going to pull some cards from this other deck, but they're saying 444 doesn't mean that things are going to get better. It just means that you're connected to your angels.
This is self-care. So this is taking a look at yourself. Do you know what scrying is? I mean,
Oh, with the water?
Well, there's fire scrying, there's water
yeah.
scrying, there's mirror scrying, there's candle scrying. Well, candle scrying is when you're looking into the fire. You know who's really good at scrying is gosh, what is her name? She went. Anyways, but scrying is like looking into the mirror and not necessarily looking at your reflection, but like softening your gaze and looking into the mirror and seeing what comes to you and what the messages are. So I'm thinking like you're getting these angel numbers and you're getting all of this stuff, so you already have a connection to spirit, and that's what the 444 is. And I'm saying like do some self-care and some scrying, like mirror scrying, because it's going to reflect stuff in your soul, which is also interesting because I got this one too, which is the yin and the yang.
Oh, yeah.
In ourselves. And this says, I don't have my glasses on. I'm trying to read this shit and I can't even see it. Debate, rage, revolution, attention. And this one is lunar light, past lives, spectrum, and self-care. But I really got scrying for you. So you need some self-care and self-reflection.
Sarah, do you have 4 children? Because at first I thought there was 4 siblings, but I just did the pendulum and it said, no, you don't have 4. There's not 4 of you in a sibling group. Do you have 4 children, or are you the 4th person in a sibling group? Like, you have to understand what the 4 means to you. What it means to everybody else isn't what it means to you. If they are personally sending you this, that means you have the connection with them, but are you understanding what it means? You have 1 baby. So what does the 4 mean to you? Outside of what the angel numbers mean, what does a 4 mean to you? Is it somebody's birthday? Is it something like, what does a 4 mean to you?
And this is funny because this is 13.
Technically, I have 4 siblings.
3 plus 1 is 4. And this is rhythm, higher self, reality, and rest. So again, it's another thing saying take care of yourself. Like there's self-care. You have a baby, like a baby. Are you not getting rest? You're not taking care of you. You're focused on your baby. Take care of you. Get a pedicure. The fuck? No. I should talk. I haven't had a pedicure over a year.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's 4 months old.
Okay, so that
it's been hard. You're a single mom? Yeah.
You're financially financially you're going through something that is hard for you. That's where a lot of your sadness is in the finances. Like a new baby. Again, when people ask about new babies, there's a lot of things that you don't consider about a new baby: diapers, formula, daycare, all these things. And so I feel like this new baby cost you a lot more than you thought it was going to be, and it's really weighing on your finances, because they're showing me the word finances and it's being stretched out a lot. So your finances are being stretched. Exactly. When we say choose your baby daddy wisely, this is what we mean. She said the father assaulted me and I lost everything. So that's what I'm saying. Choose your baby daddy wisely. Like, you guys are making red flags pink when, and ultimately, think about it. when you're making these red flags, think, what if you actually get pregnant by this person? Is this a person that you want to father your child? What if you actually marry this person? Do you want to bring this person around your family? Is this person good for you mentally, emotionally, and physically? And so now here you are in a situation where you've lost everything, you have a baby, and financially you're having a hard time. Okay. So shelter is your number one priority at this time. Well, the baby is your number one priority, but shelter is also your priority right now. And they're saying, okay, the lesson in this heartache is to listen, trust your intuition. You knew that this person wasn't good for you. You knew before you got pregnant that this person wasn't good for you. You got all the signs and the red flags, and you continue to move on because you were in that heart space and not that head space. And now you're paying for it dearly with losing everything that you have. So now that you've learned the lesson, okay, listen to what I am feeling. Listen to that intuition. Listen to everything that's going on. They're saying it's time to rebuild. 4 is stability. So that's what you're trying to get to, a stable place where you have a place that you can key into every night, where you have a car, and where you can move things along. Okay. Parking lot done came in, so she really got some information.
Guess who's back? Go ahead, finish.
You have had to learn the hard way, and this is the lesson that they want you to learn early on. You're 19, you have a baby, and you're with somebody who is abusive, but you saw the signs in the beginning and you moved past them, and now you have a child with somebody who's an abusive person. And so your priority is protecting your child, getting some income, and finding a stable place for you all to live, right? So that's the lesson. Listen to the intuition, trust the gut instinct that you have, and make better decisions. So now you have to figure out, what's my next step. So that's what you need to be asking your guides, or what you're praying tonight. What's my next step? How do I get from where I am now, down at the bottom, looking up, rock bottom? And again, when you're at rock bottom, the only thing you have is up. The only thing you can do is look up. So how do I get from rock bottom to stability? So what's my next step? And what they're saying is, mentally, you have to overcome this assault. Mentally, you have to overcome this situation. Mentally, you have to prepare yourself to be a parent. So that's what I'm getting.
Kina, you froze.
Oh, you waiting on me? I was just waiting on y'all. I thought you had something.
You're like,
Okay, so since I'm sitting back here doing it, I thought today would be a good day. So I just put out my oracle cards, and the one card that
shut
came out
up. You did?
Girl, let me tell you something,
I
Sarah.
did.
This is a treat, because Tina don't
I
come out, and she done
did.
put out her
See,
cards. So you know,
Sarah,
honey,
she
you
don't
need
do
some stuff.
nothing.
I did, but 4s stick out to me. 4s is a very foundational number. Like Angie was saying, it's stability, it's that foundation. So basically, you said that this person put their hands on you and you lost everything. So in a sense, that was like, the universe coming in and tearing everything down. Your foundation wasn't set. And so what that means is that your values, your ethics, your morals, all of that is coming into question now. You have a child. Once you have a child, that you like, not that you no longer matter, but there are different things that matter to you. That should matter now. Like the safety of that child should matter now. And so I'm sure that you're on a different trajectory. And so the card that came up was building blocks. And so what that meant was that the foundation is being laid for you. Like, you see this person is standing on top of all of these blocks. And so you have to take the things that have been thrown at you over the years. And so I feel like where you're at, you're in a very unique space to rebuild. But if you're going to rebuild, you have to make sure you have a solid foundation. So that means that in this next season, because one thing that they're reminding me of is that Pluto is about to go retrograde. Pluto is one of the planets that will come in and just turn everything upside down. And so I feel like you've already had that situation. So now it's just you wading through all of the chaos that's there. So what you have to do is begin to wade through everything that you have. Okay, I have this beautiful child. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I have this beautiful baby now that I have to take care of. So you have to say, what does that look like for me? And so you have to start doing, like, I think Angie or somebody said, or maybe it was another reading, they mentioned like a self-evaluation. So it's going through mentally, spiritually, spiritually, emotionally, checking into where you are, and then trying to move forward from there, because you have the ability now to stop a cycle. Like, I don't know what your background is or whatever, but they're laying a foundation for you to be able to build up on. And so you have to take it. Like, it was like I see it as they came through like a wrecking ball, and whatever you thought you was building, they said no, baby. They came in and they wrecked it. They tore it all down. So like I said, you can build from a fresh foundation. So it's time to go and check the weak spots, check my values, check my morals, check my ethics, check all that stuff, because now you have to instill these things into this child. Sometimes it's not about who you become in this world, it's who you raise. And so now your responsibility is that baby. And so that's where you're at. That's what you need to do. Like, how is that stuff going to get better? And so that's where you're at. Like, you're in a unique position. And then this is the number 28 card. And so 28, 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 is a completion. So whatever that old cycle in your life was, you're about to come into a new cycle. So that's where we're at.
And when
go ahead, Sheri.
so when you said that you lost everything, you need to flip the script and say, like, not that you lost everything, you gained everything. You gained freedom. You gained everything. Everything that you lost is material. What you gained is freedom, freedom of choice,
That
freedom of everything. Trust. I mean, you don't have to trust me. You don't know me from
What's the
fucking
card that I
Eve.
say it came up? Trusting that inner guidance.
I
But
am a
this is what you
survivor.
prayed for. You prayed to get out of this situation. You prayed for joy. You prayed for happiness. We don't always like the way that we get what we prayed for. I want to be happy. I want to be free. Okay, so in order for that to happen, you had to lose everything so that you can start over and remove all that negativity from that situation. You know what's going to happen now? You're going to be mindful of the words that you use. You're going to be mindful of the people you associate with. You're going to be mindful of listening to your head over heart. You're going to be mindful. This taught you a deep lesson. There's things that I learned in 19 that still haunt me now. I spoke something over my life way back in the day that is manifesting now, and I'd be like, wait a minute. Like, literally, when I was in my 20s, I said, I'm probably gonna get married 3 times. My first husband gonna be a pushover. I'm gonna have my kids by him, but I'm gonna take my kid and I'm gonna move on. My second husband is going to be somebody who works too much. Our careers is gonna keep us apart, and we're gonna dissolve, and like we're not gonna be able to work out because we can't get our schedules done. And then my third husband is gonna be the person where we're just old and we just go be together. I spoke that over my life. Now that it's playing out, I'm like, hold on, sir. Hold on, angels and guys. That ain't what I want. I don't want that. Because you know what happened to me? Lord have mercy. And so it happened exactly that way. And I didn't marry these people, but the person that I had my child by, he was kind of a pushover. He wasn't really the head of the family. I was the person that did that. So I took custody of our child. I'm raising our child mostly on my own. I spoke that. Second person I met who I really wanted to be with, and we wanted to be with each other, our schedules just didn't work out. And so we separated and we haven't been together. So I'm waiting on this third person to come on in because we just old and raggedy and like, just go ahead and let's just be together. Remember the words that you speak over your life. And it took me to be in my 30s to realize, wait a minute, you spoke this over your life in your 20s, girl. What is wrong with you? You are going to learn to.
I remember when that revelation came.
Exactly, because I was like, redo. Y'all ever seen Friends? And when Chandler be like, and he be trying to take back the words that he said, I try to take them words back, like, oh Lord, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want this to happen, but it's already played out in my life. I may not have had husbands, but I had relationships that were long enough to be a marriage that turned out exactly the way that I spoke over my life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you want your situation to be better, you speak it over your life. You speak. I'm a nurturing mom who's able to take care of my child financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm a wonderful mom who has her own place. I love my new apartment. I love my new job. I make enough money to. So you speak those things. You see how I spoke that negativity over my life in my 20s, and then in my 30s, it was nothing I could do because I already set it in motion. Speak those positive things in your life. The Queen of Wands came up. That's good business sense. For me, that's a job coming in for you. That's you speaking positivity into your life. I'm going to set a stable foundation for my daughter. My daughter's going to have a better life than I had. My daughter's going to have opportunities that I didn't have, or my son. Do you have a daughter or a child?
I don't think she said.
See, you're gonna speak things powerfully over your life. You learned something at 19 that I didn't learn until well into my 30s. That life is hard, and the choices that we make go on for a long time, because now you have to deal with this person for the rest of your child's life, unless he just abandons, or for the rest of your son's life, unless he just abandons it. And you know what else you have to speak over your life? My son will not be like his. My son will be the product of a positive, healthy family. So you don't have to say my son won't be like his father, because that's speaking him into being like your father. So don't say that. Say my son will have a positive, healthy, emotional life. You know what I'm saying? Speak positivity over your son. Speak all those things. You learned lessons at 19 that I didn't learn until well into my 30s. So even though this seems like a horrible time and that everything is falling apart, allow it to be the foundation that you build your future on for your child. And I'm seeing 2 jobs for you, and I'm seeing a lot of restless nights, but I am seeing that you're going to have to work hard to pull yourself out of this, and you're going to have to deal with a lot of talk from the family. You're going to have to deal with your sister's rules because you're living in her house. And so there's a lot that you're going to have to swallow in order, like swallow, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things that you don't want to deal with, that you're going to have to deal with in order to move forward. That may mean working 2 jobs. That may mean sleepless nights. I can remember being with my son's father and working 2 jobs and going to school and having to get him back and forth to daycare and having to get him back and forth to sports. So that was a foundation that I spoke over to my life until I had to speak something new on my life and say, hey, no, I don't want it to be like that, but it was well in progress. So now you're going to speak positivity over your life and over your son's life and over your future. Exactly. And I hope that helps you out, Miss Sarah. I'm going to school and I'm trying to find a job. Okay, that's perfect. But again, you're the person I saw the chat, right? Is she the person I saw? No, that was Jasmine I saw with the chat. But again, I also see being hasty and making quick decisions, but I also see ambition. So the word for me that stands out for you with this Knight of Wands is ambition. You now have that hunger. I have to have a better life for my son. I can't get back to that situation. I'm at rock bottom. I got to get out of this situation. So you're moving fast, but you're moving fast in a way that you have to make better decisions and provide stability for you. That may just be a 1-bedroom apartment for you. That may be a studio apartment for you. That may be wherever peace of mind is. So your prayer tonight needs to be, what is my next step to get stability for me and my household? What is my next step in order to provide a stable living environment for me and my son? That is mine. What is my next step in order for me to have a key that belongs to me, that I open the door to my own place? Those are the things that you need to be asking your guides. So I hope that helps you out. And listen, you pulled Keena out of the parking lot. So girl, you got some good advice today. Anybody else have anything else for her? Anybody have anything else for Miss Sarah?
No.
All right, Keena, who's next?
I'm good.
Watch the next
Up
question be a love
next,
question. I'll just fall off this chair.
it's not. I think it's Miss Jaded. It is. Hold on. It's trying. It's not popping up. Pop up. Okay. Okay. So the next 3 people on the list is, we got Beth. So you can let her know she should be next, and then we have Angel Wings, and I don't. Let me see. That's it. That's the last people I have on the list.
Let me text Beth.
Probably.
Similar. I surprised me too, Jaded.
Jaded. You don't ask me what your next step is. You ask your guys what your next step is. I'm not the ruler of that. I will give you a reading about the next 2 months, but that's the question that you ask for your guides. Lakeisha, we didn't forget you. There was a lot of people ahead of you, but I feel like we've answered this
Where
question about the
did
car
she
too.
post a
She
question?
asked, was she going to be able to get a
'Cause
car?
I knew I-
without
That's what she was going to get a car.
I feel like we've answered
Oh,
that
I
question
didn't
for you
pin
too,
it.
Miss Lakeisha. And again, that goes down to, can you afford a car? I want a Cadillac truck, but a Cadillac truck is probably $1,500 a month or more. Can I afford a Cadillac truck? No. So the answer to that is quick. No, I'm not getting the next car. I'm getting one.
Beth says she's here, but she's changing diapers.
Okay. Okay, I see it. I'm sorry, I missed to pin it. I do remember. I'm like, I thought she posted a question.
What? Okay, Lord help the child. All right, let me do a general read for a 2-month forecast for Jaded, and I'm feeling like you, your path, and your potential. That's the best that I can do for you, because the person that you need to be asking what your next step is your guide, your higher power. You do readings, Jaded. You don't need to be asking me that. You need to ask your guides what your next step is, and then trust the information that they're giving you. Right? Don't ask me. Ask your guide. Sometimes it's
I
personal.
want you to ask her.
Like, you don't want me to tell you all over here. They're saying, what if the next step is to go and play the lottery and they give me the number 247 for you to play, and now everybody in the nation about to go play 247 and win the same jackpot that you were going to win? Ask them personally.
What my pin at 247?
Look at Keena. She about to steal your fortune right there. All right, so let me do a use potential for her. So the card that reads, listen, Lady Keena's still here. She must have something for you too. Y'all, if y'all want to know what I'm eating, I made me one of them like shrimp, like I put shrimp and sausage and potatoes and corn in there, and Lord, it is so good. 247, y'all. That's the number that came up for me. I think that's my cousin Waddell. That was one of his main numbers that he used to play in the lottery all the time.
I don't remember.
If y'all here, I better get a cash app for like $10.
Yes. My cash app is Sheri Berry 68. Just so y'all know. I think that's my cash app.
Look, she done gave you somebody else cash app. Y'all about to be sending money everywhere.
Don't be sending
mine
money
is
to them.
A5says, just as easy as it is. A5says. But let me see. Let me see the energy for Jada. If any of you are ready to go ahead and read her, you can. I'm just going ahead and get her you, your path, and your potential.
What is my cash app? Yes, SBEERY 68. If anybody wants to donate. So I got that you have a lot of choices coming. Like I also got you have a lot of strength, and that you have things that you're overcoming, that you're starting on a new journey, and in this new journey you are going to have a lot of choices, and it's going to be overwhelming for you. So choose wisely. Take your time in making these choices. Lord oh fucking mighty. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I just hear that things are coming. They're coming in quick. People are going to be pushing you to make fast decisions. However, in doing so, remember to take your time in making these choices. I'm hearing like one of them has a lot to do with money. Everything has to do with money these days, so that's kind of vague, and I apologize for that. But it has to do with like a large amount of money, or an investment, or something with a house, and it's just a lot of overwhelming things for you. So just take your time and
Okay, Lakeisha.
choose wisely. That's what I get. I don't know why the tip of this wand. Maybe I'm deprived.
Oh, looks like a penis.
Yes.
Well, you know, a lot of people said that's the male phallic.
I mean, I don't know, but I do not want a male phallic that has leaves
What people?
and potential thorn or splinters. Thank you. No, thank you.
Jada, you ain't even gonna like what I got because it takes you right back to that baby energy, honey.
And you are looking at a house. Okay.
Um,
Oh, well then I'll go.
why? Because did you get the same thing for her about a baby?
No, I just it's probably better news than what you got.
I asked for you, and I
Okay.
got the 10 of Cups with which is a marriage card. But the thing that stood out for me was the children. It says happiness, family, reunions, homecoming, gatherings, abundance, caring children, domestic bliss. So I got that's everything. That's the husband, the wife, the children, the dog, 10 of Cups. And this, I like the 10 of Cups because
The
it's
dog.
emotional fulfillment. It's everything you want emotionally. So that's you. That's your current energy, or that's your energy for the next 60 days. Is that family, building that family. So it may not mean that you're going to get married in the next 60 days, but you're open to the possibilities of what that means. That could mean meeting somebody, because what did I get? The King of Pentacles, which is security. And what does it say? A mature, grounded male, successful, wealthy businessman. So that's your path. Your path is meeting a gentleman. And then two cards came out for your path, and the other card was the lovers. Like, we're reading the same reading for you over and over. You're coming back here over and over again, and you're getting the same thing: children and a relationship. So, I mean, a mature male, and then the lovers. That's your path. And then your potential is moving on from this loneliness. You're going to let that go. You're going to let this, it says sadness and loneliness and grief, but you're letting that go. That's your potential. You're letting that go. You're learning to get rid of all that sadness, that grief, change your mindset and be a more positive person. Because the other thing I got was hope. That star card, recognition, um, inspiration, creativity. So that's your potential. Letting go of that negativity, that loss, that grief, and stepping into that star energy. So for me, it's a relationship that you're getting. You're manifesting. I clearly heard you're manifesting. So be careful what you're asking for. Remember, the person that I saw as Judas checked all the boxes, but my person said, I don't care how many boxes he checked. We'll set them boxes on fire and burn them down to the ground and take the ashes and throw them at him. He's not the one. So be
Judas
careful
walked
what
with
you're
Jesus
asking
for
for.
3 years.
Listen, Judas walked with Jesus for 3 years. Did you hear Keena say that? And then kissed him on the cheek to identify that he was the person that you needed to crucify. So all I'm saying is be mindful of what energy you put out there and what you ask for, because just because they check all the boxes and they get that kundalini to rise and to get you getting them feelings down there doesn't mean that they're the one. So clearly understand and be mindful when you meet somebody, is this that person? And ask them for a sign to let you know that this person is or this person is not. But I clearly see in the next 60 days that you're either starting the process to get to the marriage, to get to the children, but then they say you're going to meet this person. So, I mean, I can't, this ain't even me, this the cards. I'm just saying, you, your path, your potential. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It looked good to me. Keena, what you got?
Um. Okay. So I'm gonna show you the cards I have. It's just two. I'm doing oracles today. I'm staying out of the book with them. But the first card that came out was breathe. So this person is in a very meditative state. They're kind of she's just sitting there. She's on this lily pad. And that sticks out to me because I love lilies. And if you know lilies, there's something that kind of grow in the dirt in the slum and in swampy areas and stuff like that. So she's sitting on this lily pad and she's just praying. But you also know that it's like we're going into spring, or spring is here, full bloom. And so it's like April showers bring May flowers. And so what I'm seeing is you're in the season of blooming. And it's funny because the second card that came out was actually soulmate's card. And it has two penguins on here that are in love. It's like a love card. Initially I rejected that. I was like, no, I don't think that's that. I know that it is about partnerships and relationships, and so I think that you're in a point where you're about to be pushed a little bit out of your comfort zone. Like you're in a blooming season, so people are going to be seeing you, and so that's just something to be careful about. And so it's just about breathing, over the next couple of months, taking your time, and kind of just being aware of the relationships and the partnerships that you have, because they're going to be very important in the next few months. I don't know all the seeds that you've been posting, but the people that you connect with and surround yourself with. And then another thing that I did was, because it was penguins on here, I decided to look up penguins as a spiritual animal, and it said the penguin spirit animal is often seen as a sign of good fortune, good luck, and fortune. Seeing a penguin also means that you have a strong community and friends. If you don't feel connected to others, it's time to start breaking out of your comfort zone. And so I think that's what this blooming is. There's a quote that's coming to mind, and it's about there comes a time when you I'm not even finished trying to paraphrase it, but it's something about comes a time where you need to, like, it's it feels better to bloom than to stay wound up in a tight bud.
Spread amigo.
Um,
Spread amigo. So Jaded, I mean, it looks like love for me. It looks like love for Keena. Come on,
a
Sheri
little
Berry
bit.
and
It's a
and
partnership.
round it out.
It's a partnership. I tried to stay away from love because when it came out, I was like, no, I don't think
You can't
so.
stay
And
away
I
from
looked.
love because the marriage card came up and the damn
I mean, but
lovers
that was
card came
before
up.
you said your cards. That was before you said your cards, because at first you said you're not gonna like it. So I was like, well, let me go. But yes, so you have to definitely, I will pay attention to that. So just breathe over the next couple of months. Take your time, move forward.
Take your time with your decisions because
I
you've got
also
lots
get
of
like
things.
breathe, as in when you meet somebody, just kind of relax yourself and breathe and get over the excitement of meeting this party, like the attraction. Like I feel like you haven't been attracted to somebody in that way in a long time. And they're like, calm down, breathe, and don't let your excitement be too visible. So this person know that you're hot. So this person don't just be like, oh, she's
Okay.
hot and heavy and panting over me. So that breathe for me is just kind of like, calm down, relax, and be ready for when you meet this person.
Okay, so I found that quote. And so the quote that was coming to mind, it says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And we right here in spring, April showers is bringing them in flowers. So what, like that whole you staying in your comfort zone, you're about to be so uncomfortable that you're going to find more freedom outside of your comfort zone, because
And
it's going to
also,
be so
just
much
because
easier for
love
you.
came up, that means it's just making you onto your, like, love is important to you, whether you want to admit it or not. Relationship is important to you. And whether, like, you didn't ask that question because you know that we hate love readings. So it doesn't mean that you weren't expecting love. It just means that you didn't ask the question because you know we hate love readings. But I love doing a reading where love comes up when you didn't ask, because there's no desperation on it. There's just you asking a question and we being able to fulfill that. So love is very important to you. And this is why it came up in your energy. I did you, your path, and your potential. And you was the marriage card, the community card, the family card. Your potential was meeting a male businessman who's wealthy, and the lover's card. And your potential, I mean, that was your path. And then your potential was that gosh, I can't even remember what the other card was. Letting go of the grief and the loss, and then wishing upon a star, putting your hopes out there, your dreams out there, and believing again that the things that you want is coming. So even though you weren't expecting a love card, it all aligns with what you want, which is joy and happiness and forward movement. Because if you have that happy, like a lot of times when you like that happy family could also mean like a job. Like it's emotional fulfillment. So what emotionally fulfills you? Is it your job? Is it your relationship? Is it having kids? It's all of it. Oh, Don said he had to wipe
Yes,
his eyes and
Don,
make
I've
sure
been
that was Keena.
surprising
Don, Keena
people.
been on here reading. Listen, that a couple people back pulled Keena out and she didn't even go back in there. And she pulled some cards. Don, did you see her pull some cards? Lord, she done pulled some cards.
It's a full moon somewhere.
All right, Miss Jada. So I hope that helps for you. And I feel like we've given you this love reading before, like we've told you about the baby and about the person that you're going to meet. And so it reminds me of when Keena used to pull cards for me every single week, and we were getting the same pulls every day. We were getting the same thing every time she pulled for me, because it was like they said what they said. This relationship is coming, this advancement is coming, and you pulling a card every week doesn't change anything. It's still coming. So that's how I learned to start asking, what is my next step, or how do I wait productively? So, okay. So, those are some of the questions that you can ask. What is my next step in order to get to what Angie said or what Keena said? Or how do I wait productively? Okay. So, Sherry Berry, do you have anything else for her?
No, ma'am.
She said Keena gave me the Kool-Aid smile. All right now. All right. Who's next, Keena?
Let's see. Oh, Beth is next. She
All
just
right,
asked for a
Beth.
general.
Oh, I like that. I missed it, but I'm holding my heart and one.
She said, okay, babies are in bed now.
I get it, Don. Listen, I'm coming to see you. Esther, I'm coming to see you. Listen, I say that all the time. I'm coming to see
Queen
you.
Esther. Queen Esther.
No, Esther from Sanford and Son. I'm
I
coming.
know
Not
what it
Esther.
is,
Oh,
but
what
I
the,
just
oh.
said Queen Esther though.
All right. So who is next? Don, you know I know your
Beth, she
references
just asked
because
for you.
Sanford and Son ain't that far out of my wheelhouse.
I'm just going
Listen,
to
I
sit here
like
and get
Sanford and Son because my mom used to say, "You fool."
What you say, Sherry Berry? Is this somebody you know?
Yes,
Yes, you know Beth.
Okay. So Beth.
this is my friend that has the babies. So, Keena, you can get back in here and read for her because I'm not reading for her.
I immediately got a calming energy, like things are settling down a little bit. You're getting used to the daily routine, like you're actually setting up a routine regarding the children. Like things are starting to get a flow, and you're not so overwhelmed. So they calmed down my breathing a lot when I got into your energy, Beth, and so you're really really getting a calming spirit from me, or a calming energy, like you're calming my heartbeat down, and you're like, even though it's still a lot, you're getting in a routine. I hear the word court, so I'm just making sure that I'm receiving what I'm thinking I'm receiving. Right. Don said I come in and Keena leaves. Exactly. Um,
Exactly.
So I asked Spirit, I said, what is it that you want Beth to know? And they said it gets better with time. Things kind of fizzle out. And they showed me the children being compartmentalized. So I know you want them all to stay together, but they're saying what's in the best interest of the kids. So does it mean that maybe one should go here, one should go here, and some should go here? So I'm feeling like you're not going to have the overall care of all of them by yourself. I do feel like there's going to be a splitting because they're showing me 3 different panels, and maybe the children go with people who are able to better help out in this situation. I do think you're going to keep the littles, like the little babies. You're going to keep them, but I feel like they're compartmentalizing each of the children so that they're going to go with different people, and they're not going to all be under your care. And it's not the split. Don't think of it as the splitting of them, but for the best interest of the children overall. Um, I do see one of them leaving. Like, I feel like somebody's going to leave the state. And I got that the first time. I did not think that they were going to stay in there. Like, I do believe one of the children's fathers is coming in. And I do feel like he's going to go back to his regular life, and he's going to take the children, one of the children with him, or 2 of the children with him. So I got that the first time I did your reading. And so I feel like that's still the same thing, is that there's going to be a breaking, but for the betterment of all parties involved, because you were greatly overwhelmed at this time. You're still really concerned about your daughter, and she is really, I heard, detoxing. She's really having a hard time in the situation that she in, and she's detoxing. Is she going to be better very soon enough in order for you to come and help you out? No, she's still got a lot of growing and a lot of healing and a lot to overcome in this addiction. Um, Let me see what additional information, because the cards just don't feel right in this situation. There's a song that they're playing for me, and I'm just trying to hear what the song is. You're going to get some relief in the court case. Like, I really feel like there's a reputation, or that like it's a small town. So there's a lot of he said, she said, and a lot of background information, or a lot of back talk, or a lot of, like, they're showing me the Seven of Swords. Like, there's a lot of people talking junk behind your back, or saying things about you and your family behind your back. And you're going to get some relief in the court. I really feel like there's going to be a judge who's going to commend you, and who's going to give you some kind of recognition for all that you've put into the situation, all that you're handling with the situation, and they're going to provide a lot of resources for you. But again, have you considered that you may have to relocate to somewhere else in order to receive those resources, because your town may not just be able to give you the proper resources that you need. So things are starting to get to line up for you, but it's still a long ways to go. Like, they're showing me you still have a long ways to go. It's not going to be perfect. Pernell, somebody with a P name, Pernell, Pearl, something with a Pernell or a Pearl or something like that with a P name is very significant in this situation. I see a lot of praying. I still see a lot of crying. Like, you're still going through a lot emotionally. And this eclipse is really, really releasing a lot from you. But you're learning to stand tall, because they're showing me the strength card. And you're finding your strength in the midst of this situation, even in all of the anxiety and the overwhelming that you're going through. So they're showing me the strength card. You are finding your strength in ways that you didn't know that you had strength. I feel like, is there a sister? Do you have a sister that is coming, that has been helping you out? Like, they're saying something about a sister, or somebody like a sister who's stepping in and trying to kind of help you out with this situation. They can't do a whole lot, but they're also giving you as much help as they are able to give you. I don't see you in a comment, so I don't know that you're actually commenting or telling me anything. Um, um, That's kind of all I'm getting, is that it, like, the dust is settling, and things are going to start being in order for you. Like, I see things happening, like the court decision, or getting some relief in the court, and then you finding the strength to make it through, and then the separation of the children. Like, I really do feel like one of the dads or is going to take one or two of the children and move them forward, or move them on, or something. Like, this person is coming to relocate here, but it's not the life that he's used to, or the life that he wants, and he's going to take his child, um and that's going to be the separation, because again, they showed me 3 compartments for the children. So that's what I got, and I don't know if that's what's going on. Oh, no sister. Or is there someone like a sister that is helping you out? Because just because I got sister energy doesn't mean it has to biologically be your sister. It could be someone like a sister, or someone who would come in and help you out in the same sentiment as a sister would come in and help you out. So that's what I got. So that's all I got for Beth. You said you didn't have anything for her?
I'm not reading her. I know her too well. I've known her for over 30 years.
Last is it Tota 80? Take your birthday. Can you please delete your comment that has all of your birthday information in there and your sign? And not I just don't like for people to put their birthday information in there. I don't need to know your sign or your birthday in order to read you. And so I don't like for you to put that information in there, because I don't like for people to try to steal your information. So can you just remove all of your birthday information and your sign? You said only Sheri is the person. They're saying that's not true. You have other people who are available to help you, and you have to recognize them too. Like, it's good to give Sheri her flowers and things, but they're saying there are other people that are helping you. You're not doing this alone. Or if they haven't come about, that they're going to come about. So they're saying there is somebody else who's helping you. So is that not true? There's nobody else that's helping you at all in any other way? Because they're giving me a sister energy. And this person is local, not far away.
Do you think it could be your caseworker?
Okay, Charlie, we just said take your birthday information out. Do not put your birthday information in there. I don't need your birthday or your sign to read you. I go directly to the higher power. So I tell you
Right.
what they say. I don't need to know your sign or your birthday. Please remove your birthday information and repost your question.
It
Might be the
might be her.
caseworker. Okay.
I got when you said that I got social worker.
Okay, because I got somebody again in that sisterly energy who is coming to help you out. And so they're saying, don't don't negate the help that you got. Like you are getting some help in some kind of way, but they are showing me that the court, like you're gonna get a relief, like it's gonna be boom, 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 boom. The dad's gonna come in, the courts are gonna come in, you're gonna get the resources that you need, and you're getting the strength that you need. So everything is coming in, it's just not coming in as fast as you need it to. But if it came in any faster, you would be overwhelmed again. And so they're saying be okay with the speed that things are happening, because it's all happening in divine timing and the dust is settling. And although this situation came upon you very fast, it's still coming, it's still moving at the speed that it's supposed to move. And so enjoy the flow of the way that things are going, so that it's not overwhelming. It's not giving you whiplash because you're turning here and you're turning there and you're turning there. And so they said, consider the best interest of the children, not the best interest of your feelings and what you want. So that's what they're saying. So you're saying you do have a village. Okay, so that's what they want you to do. Acknowledge that you have more help than just Sheri. Okay, so that's what I got for you, Miss Beth. All right, Keena, who's next? You can repost your question. Just don't put the birthday information in there. I'm assuming that your dad remarried Angel Wings, and that's why you're asking, will you receive any money from his estate? Because unless he has another wife or he left his money to somebody else, you're the next in kin, you're the next of kin, or his parents or something like. If he has children, you would be the next in line to receive, not the siblings or the mom. You would be like the next person, I would assume, right? So, you got a yes.
Mhm.
Will Angel Wings and her siblings receive money from her dad's estate? I get in a yes. It looks like $5,000 each or something like that. Like I don't know if that's what it is, but they're showing me $5,000. So, or they're showing me 5,000. So that's what I'm getting, is like maybe each one of you will get $5,000. But they're saying you're overly concerned about it a little bit. Mm, so I got a yes. Sheri got a yes. I don't have anything else regarding that. But I saw the 5,000. So maybe you're each going to get $5,000 or something like that from the estate. I don't feel like there's like a lot of like property to divide up. But let me get one card. Let me get advice from spirit for Angel Wings regarding the situation with her dad's estate. Like, did your dad remarry? Is that what the problem is? Jasmine, we already did your question. We read, if you're the Jasmine that was here earlier, we already read your question, if I'm not mistaken. So if that's not you, there was another Jasmine. Or no, I think the other Jasmine had a Z in her name. I don't even remember. So I got trust your intuition. You're going to get a cup of love. So for me, that's an outpouring of the money for you. Like, I got the Page of Cups, which is love, comfort, kindness, intuition, good news, someone interested. You know what I'm saying? So I got good information for you on that, Angel Wings. And then I got returning to your roots. So that's you reminiscing. Like now that your dad is gone, you're thinking back on the times that he was or was not there. And so there's a lot of reflecting on the past and having memories. Death, birth, marriage, things like that make us reflect and make us go back. So I got the Six of Cups, and that again, there's a lot of emotions that are going through. But then also there's a Tower energy that is bringing a lot of, it's like sudden change and upheaval. And so it's bringing it into some of those emotional things that you guys are going through, or some of the arguments and things that you guys are going through. So I get that there's going to, like, it's sudden upheaval, it's unexpected change or something, disaster or loss. So was your dad's death something that was Jasmine, no, we weren't saying that the list was closed. I'm just saying, were you the person that I read earlier? And if you're not, then you can go ahead and post your question. Okay, you have 3 siblings and a kid with her. Oh, okay. 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 So, was your dad's death sudden? Because this is sudden upheaval and change, and I feel like this is going to put a lot of energy to her feelings. Like you're not going to have to deal with her. So if he had a wife, and unless he specifically outlined something in his will, pretty much everything goes to her, and she gets to divide it up how she wants. And that's why people tell you to do estate planning and to make sure that you get the money that is due to you. So unless he like outlined in his policy that it goes to this kid, and this kid, but I saw a $5,000, so I do think that maybe he at least allocated a certain amount of money to each one of you, and that but she will get the more than her fair share in this situation. But again, she's a wife, so be mindful of who you marry and the decisions that you make. So I do get a 5,000. So I feel like maybe each of you will get $5,000, but she will get the lion's share of the money. But I do get that maybe his death was sudden. So is that true? Was his death sudden and unexpected? Do you have anything for Angel Wings?
I just got the yeses. She would get the money. Ooh. So we got the Ace of Wands. So this is a journey. There's definitely heartache in this. And for her to stand strong and use her inner strength, because this is not going to be easy on anybody. This is a tough situation. There's going to be a lot of hurt feelings. I feel that already. There's a lot of, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I hear this like, well, you didn't do this and why did you? A lot of that tit for tat BS. So just be in your own truth and know that your path is yours and what you did is between you and your dad. But I do hear that you will get some money. Not as much as I think that you had expected from it, but
again, like I feel like the wife is going to get most of it, and you like if he outlined a specific amount, then that's what you're going to get. But I honestly don't think that you're going to get, again, like she said, as much as you wanted. And I kept hearing 5,000, so that's what I think.
I'm sorry for your loss. That's it. Like, share, subscribe. Tina will let you know if you are added. I don't have very many followers. What's up with that? I've got close to 5,000 followers on TikTok, and I have 47 followers on.
Right, but you're live on TikTok almost every day. You're not live on YouTube that much. Tell your YouTube people to go over and follow you.
I don't do live on TikTok. I just do posts on TikTok every day, a couple times a day.
But isn't it a live post though?
No, all the men in Nigeria are lining up to marry me. They're all on their knees.
I've seen you on TikTok, and you be all like, "Hey, how you doing? What's up?"
Hey.
So right, you be very seductive on there. So those are all people thinking with their penis. Who's next, Kina?
Seductive. I'm I'm telling them peace, love, and magic, motherfuckers, and that's seductive.
No, I've seen no, that's not how you come on there. I've seen your lives, honey. Look, y'all go on Sheri Berry TikTok page, and that is not how Sheri. Hey, how y'all doing? Peace, love, and her. She be all extra sexy and trying to
Peace,
entice them men.
love.
She be trying to get them penis points. I done seen Sheri Berry online or a post. I done seen a couple of them. I'm like, hey, look at Sheri Berry trying to get these men all up in her bed.
She crazy. It's already started. The tit for tat, the you didn't do this for dad, or I was there for dad and you weren't there for dad, and I held his hand and I did this and I did that. Don't. It's because everybody, when somebody dies, and I've had 7 aunts and uncles, and there was a lot of death in my family, including my own mom, and she died of a heart attack. It was sudden, and I found her. But
Pam
when
said they
people,
want you to be your baby mama.
what?
The people on
Oh, yeah,
TikTok
yeah.
want you to be their baby mama.
They do. Just like the guy on the Lightroom. Anyway, and I was not being seductive. I was just cute.
She wasn't being seductive on the Lightroom, but
I was just
on
being
TikTok.
cute.
Wait till y'all see it. Wait till y'all see
I'm
it.
innocent.
Just
I'm
as innocent as
innocent.
that smile right there. Believe what you want to. Okay.
But when people die, they don't know how to handle their grief. So they're in pain and they're hurting and they lash out because they want other people to hurt like they do. So it's really hard to deal with the other people's emotions. You just have to stand your ground and stand in your truth.
But also when people die, people tend to think that they did more for the dead person than they actually did. You start thinking like, oh, I was there for this person. Were you really there for that person? Like people tend to project things that they think that, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, I was out at the hospital every week and you actually came out there one time. Or I went by and took, I used to take dad to the doctor all the time. And the one time that you took dad to the doctor, you were mad and you didn't want to do it. And so you were begrudgingly doing it. So you tend to distort the memories that you had. And I think that's what that 6 of Cups is. People are thinking back on the situation and seeing it differently than it actually played out in reality. And so if you didn't have a good relationship with the wife before he left, then it's probably not going to be a good relationship afterward. And that's what that the sudden death, but also that could be the ties that's just going to break everything apart. And there's going to be some hurt feelings. There's going to be a lot of hurt feelings. You will get something, but not as much as you thought. People tend to fight over stuff like, well, I want all his jerseys. I want all his hats. I want his watch. I want this. I want that. And then when that person was alive, you just weren't really that close to them, because if they were, they would have knew your wishes. Like, oh, dad, I want you. And a lot of people don't like to talk about death like that either. The one thing that I've learned in my life is to pre-plan your funeral, pre-plan how you want your money to go, or let a lot of people know what it is that you want so that you don't have these situations. Because a lot of men marry people who are good for them but are not good for the children, or who have very spiteful people when there's 2 different families involved.
Yeah, my mom, and that was one thing, like I am an only child, but that was one thing my mom and I always talked about is what we wanted when we die. And people are like, you guys are morbid. And I'm like, nope.
Listen, my mama done been telling us since we was little kids how she want her funeral. And as much as it's etched in my brain, I wish it wasn't. Like how she want her casket, what color she want to wear, what kind of flowers she want on top. Like, Lord Jesus, I know exactly what she wants.
And then when it all came down, I forgot it all. I mean, not all of it. I didn't put her in her truck and roll her down the hill like she told me to do it. But I did forget to play the Kermit the Frog rainbow song.
My friend, when her sister died, her sister had always says that she wanted the Golden Girl song, Thank You for Being a Friend. And my friend printed out those lyrics and we sung that at her funeral.
So when I die, I told my kids to make sure like you get it, like somebody has my cell phone and they text everybody in a group chat saying thanks for coming from me. What? told my daughter to do it, and she's like, "You are fucking warped." But I did tell my son today
To give me
do
your
not
hair?
tell people. Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But I did tell my son today, when I die, don't tell people you lost me, because they should be asking you, like, how do you lose a parent? Don't you just leave them in a cage?
Listen,
Why didn't you put her in the leaf?
well, my important people, like my sisters, know I want to be cremated. I don't want all that fluff and stuff. Listen, cremate me, go have an edible, go have some food and some drinks and be done with it. Don't buy me no flowers because they died. Just donate the money to my son. Like, I've made that clear. I want to be cremated. I don't want you spending all that money on a casket. I don't want you putting all that money into flowers. If you want to buy me some flowers, cash app it to my son, and then just cremate me. Boom, boom, boom. You can put a nice big picture of me up and tell everybody, to look at that picture, but do not put me in a casket. Just cremate me, and then y'all can have my ashes.
In a cardboard box. That's what my mom told me to do. Cremate her in a cardboard box. I didn't. I got her a thing.
She said cremated and rolled in a joint and Smoke said that her family did. Oh, I ain't smoking your ashes. I mean,
I ain't smoking anybody's ashes.
No, we haven't read Mama yet, Keena. Terry T said, when my grandfather died, at that exact moment, the alarms in my whole building went off and the security people couldn't figure out what was wrong. I always thought he was playing with me. It probably is. Oh no, we were still talking to Angel Wings, Keena. We're sorry.
All right.
We're ready to read Mama's question. Yeah, my food was so good.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's take you back to you have an incarcerated partner.
The judge split us up.
Exactly. I just didn't even know how to tactfully say, please let this person go. Like, why are you holding on to a person who can't help you parent, who can't help you pay bills, who's costing you in phone bills, who's costing you in commissary, who's costing. A lot of your money seems to be going to this person in jail when it should be going into your household, for one. So please dissolve that relationship with that person. Like, you could be a pen pal, but do not be receiving them calls for them, because it seems like they got quite a nice lengthy sentence. And so if you can't help me parents, you can't pay no bills, and you ain't sending me no income from no family member or nothing, then the judge broke us up immediately. As soon as they was like, life, okay, then we're done. Listen, my cousin's wife divorced him while he was in jail. She was like, absolutely not, sir, we're done. And she divorced him in jail, and all he could do was sign the paperwork, because what you gonna do? Say no? I already know where you at. I'm just gonna serve you in jail. It's over, done.
Right? Okay, so I pulled regular tarot. I don't know why I'm not reading from my decky deck today. I'm just not feeling it. But so for you, I did you, your path, and your potential. Wow, these cards are like so you, I got the High Priestess. So you are in your you know things that you don't tell people that you know. Like, feel, see, understand, and you don't necessarily trust your own intuition for yourself, because then I get this card. So this is you, and this is your path. You're not looking at your good fortune here. assist you with all of the knowledge, all of the prosperity, all of the joy, all of the pomegranates. These are good things. The wisdom. She's got the tarot here. She's got guidance. She's got balance. This is you not looking at what you have and utilizing it. This is you being.
What is that
like
card? Oh, okay.
You're being like willy-nilly with it. You're like, oh, look. Oh, yeah, this is great. You know what you need to do, and you're confused because you're like, if I leave this person that's incarcerated and depending on me, I will hurt him. But you're hurting you. This is you know what you need to do, and it's just a matter of severing it for yourself.
I really don't even want to do. Exactly, Alicia. I really don't want to do the reading because as soon as I said that this person is in jail and you need to let them go, the first thing you start saying was, I don't know what kind of sentence he got. The judge broke us up. Was he providing and contributing to the household before he went to jail? He seems like he's been an anchor on your life for the whole time because you're still in this energy.
An albatross.
He's still an anchor. And instead of you thinking about the best interest of your children, you're still thinking about a grown ass man who's in jail who could take care of his own goddamn self. He got himself into that situation and he's hanging on to you like a leech to take care of him. Answer my calls. Do you know how much it costs to receive a fucking call from somebody incarcerated? The judge broke us up. I'm not coming to see you in court. I'm not coming to do shit. You ain't taking care of these kids while you was out of jail. You can't take care of them while you in jail. Move on, honey, and let it go. If you're going to continue to defend this person while they're in jail and while we're doing this reading for you, you're going to get exactly what you deserve: misery and sleepless nights. Move on, honey. The best interest in your life right now is them 4 children. If you want to know how things are going to turn around for you, you're going to let this anchor go, this grown-ass man that got himself incarcerated, and you're going to focus on their children. If that means you have to, let me tell you, I don't have sympathy for people who be like, oh, the woe is me, blah, 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 blah. I work multiple jobs. Okay. When I said that I was in a relationship and I was working 2 jobs and going to school, I had to do what was necessary because my children didn't ask to be in this world. And so, no, I'm not going to have a pity party for you about, oh, blah, blah, blah. Get off. I don't know if you're on assistance, but what I'm hearing is get a job. Find a job that is enough for you to take care of your children and housing, and let this weight go. He is not the one. He was not helping you before. He's not going to help you while he's in there. And when he get out, he's going to be your 5th child. Grow the fuck up and take care of those children. Temperance. The Temperance card is because you're not balancing your resources. You're so stuck on, well, is he going to get out of jail? I can't make any decision until the judge tells me what they're going to tell me. As soon as you went to jail, you were a bad influence on my children because you made decisions in your life that you didn't consider our household before you went to jail. So understand that this person was not thinking of the best interest of you and your children before they went to jail, and he's not going to think of the best interest of you and your children while he's in jail or when he gets out of jail. Grow up and take care of your responsibilities and let this leech go.
Yes.
The wheel can't turn in your favor because you won't even you stopping the wheel because you waiting on this fool. What he gonna do? You can't even get no penis from him. Like, what the fuck is this? You can't even get no penis. This nigga in jail. Come on now, pull yourself together. Jesus Christ, people. I ain't even got nothing good to say about this situation, please. The reason you are in misery is because you're in a mindset that you're stuck to somebody who's dragging you down. You have 4 beautiful children. Be a mom. Move forward in your life with the children. Let this fool go. Like, seriously, he's in jail because that's where he made the choices and the responsibilities. And what you're doing is just allowing him to be another leech on your life. Do you want is that what you want your children to see? Is that the influence that you want to be in your children's life? Like, come on now, people. Like, this is common sense stuff. Soon as y'all be talking about my partner incarcerated, your partner incarcerated, how is he a partner? He ain't doing nothing for you. He can't do nothing unless he got stacks of money and he just sending you money monthly. Otherwise, the government is taking care of you, or you're working your ass off on your own and you're supporting a grown ass man. So let it go. I don't have nothing good to say about this situation. Absolutely not.
Okay, Mama, you need to let this go. You need to like cut bait and run. Pull the pole. And you're going to be okay. I promise.
You're gonna be okay when you decide that you're ready to be okay. You're not okay now because you're woe is me and oh, what am I gonna do? My partner's in jail. He wasn't a partner when he was out of jail, and you know this. Like, how can you be psychic and be so not like? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, come on now. You have 4 beautiful children who need you, who look up to you, and you want them to be, you want them to see you. Oh, I got to go see such and such in jail today. Oh, I got to send such and such in jail. Oh, this is a call for, you're celebrating being in jail? That's what you're celebrating? Being in jail? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You went to jail. You made the decisions that you need to go to jail. Then we're done. We're absolutely done. As soon as they put them handcuffs on you, see you later. See you later. There's nothing you can contribute to my household unless you got SSI that's coming in from his disability. But otherwise, the government is taking care of you, or you're working your ass off by yourself. And then talk about my partner. How you a partner and you in jail? You're not my partner. You are my weight. You're another child that I have to take care of. You're not my partner. My partner is there with me in the trenches. This person is waiting on you to make decisions and to take care of them. How is that what you want for your life or for your children, honey? Like, seriously and honestly, self-worth, that's the word that comes up for you. Please have more self-worth in yourself than to be tied to somebody who's in jail, who's laying next to Bubba, talking about what it was like when he was doing all these crimes and schemes and doing things and mistreating you. He wasn't good for you when he was out. Was he hitting on you and you still want this person? Because I'm getting that Ike and Tina vibe. Like, are you serious? If your daughter or your child brought this person home, would you want your child to have this person? Like, seriously, honey, come on now. Self-worth. I'm here in domestic violence hotline. Get your resources. Go to people who can help you to get your life back in order. It's not over. Like, it will get better, but you have to decide that it's time to get better. Coming to a psychic ain't gonna make it better. I could tell you that a new job is coming, that I see a house for you, that I see a car for you. But until you get out of this mindset of taking care of a grown ass man in jail, you're gonna continue to reap the consequences of the karma that you're putting out there. Pull yourself together. Those children need a mom. They don't need somebody who's tied to a low life that's in jail. And no, you don't want to hear that, but he's in jail, honey. He's in jail. And the first thing you said was, we don't know how much time he go get. You know what? Won't you just go and lock yourself up in there with him? Let the kids just raise themselves. Just go ahead and let the kids raise themselves. That's what they gonna do anyway, because you might as well just go and lay next to them. This is
cut bait and run.
Please let this person go and pull yourself together and think about your children and stop thinking that this person is going to pull himself together. The only thing he gonna do is find another pen pal who gonna be sending him money. Cut this person off. Do not answer not another single call from this fool. Don't be going talking to his lawyer. Let him deal with the consequences of that, because he left you with them children and he wasn't thinking about you when he was out there doing whatever he's doing. And I feel like it was something foolish that he's in jail for, not even something that was trying to help you out. It ain't like he was coming up with a big money Ponzi scheme and trying to make money for you. This is something ridiculous that he went to jail for. Like, seriously,
yeah.
People, come on now. Yeah. Who's next, Kina? Is there anybody next? This is just out of control. Y'all just want my head to explode. Y'all just really want my head to just fly off my fucking body with these love questions. If I could see a marrying man, don't you think I would be married? I'm just saying. I'm just playing.
I mean, there's a man that wants to marry you out there somewhere, but I just don't know where.
Is there a man who wants to marry Toda 80?
He sounds like this is a card that says this person is a man of money and wisdom and good money and wisdom. There you go. It's real simple.
I got a yes. There is somebody out there to marry you. But the question I got after the yes was, are you ready to be married? One of the questions I had to ask myself, exactly. One of the questions I had to ask myself was, am I ready for the level of commitment that it takes to be in a marriage? The give and take, the sharing of the financial resources, the sharing of a household, having somebody in my house every day. What if he don't pick up his socks off the floor? Am I going to come out here with a frying pan and beat the hell out of him because he didn't pick them socks up off the floor for the 14,000th time? I was in a very long-term relationship where I wanted to, like, I would daydream about strangling the hell out of this person. I didn't, but I'm just saying. Are you ready? Listen, I'm being honest today.
I was in a long-term relationship and I'd have dreams of beating him up because he would do dumb stuff. And I went to therapy because I'm like, there's something wrong with me because I literally have dreams of beating this man up. And so the therapist is like, yeah, that's anger issues.
Look, you ever seen somebody in bed and just thought, like, I could just choke the shit out of this motherfucker, right? Like, just literally, like, I just
this guy.
Praise him. So when you say, is there a man out there ready to marry you? Of course there is. But they're saying, are you deceiving yourself into thinking that you're ready emotionally? Are you mentally, emotionally, and physically ready for what it is? What if he's a person who wants sex all the time? Are you ready to be just spread eagle like that all the time and giving it up like that?
Girl, I am.
I'm just saying. Like, are y'all ready for what a marriage contains, or for what all the possibilities of where to do it? Like, are you ready for if you get pregnant? What if you want kids and he don't want kids? Are you ready for all of the things that go along with marriage? Sharing a household, sharing your income, sharing the responsibilities, who cooks, who cleans, who does the laundry? Are you ready for all of those things? So the question that you should be asking, not is there a man out there who's willing to marry me, because there's always somebody out there who wants to marry you. See, that's the wrong question to ask, because there's always somebody who's willing to marry you, but is there somebody who loves you who wants to marry you? That's what you need to say. Remember, I said I used to always tell the universe, I want to be in love, but then you fall in love with somebody who isn't in love with you. So then you have to change up your wording and say, I want to be in love with somebody who loves me, and then in a healthy reciprocal relationship. So the question you should be asking is, am I ready? How do I get from where I am now, single and wanting to be married, to where I'm ready to be married? So that's the question you need to ask. What steps do I need to take to be ready to be married? What steps do I need to take to have a lifelong partner? What steps do I need to take in order to be a successful marriage? Because getting married doesn't mean it's going to be successful. Remember, Kim Kardashian got married, and she was married like 89 days, 60 some days to that one guy. Like, getting married is easy. Maintaining a marriage is hard. So that's what you need to say. Am I ready for marriage? Not, is there somebody who's willing to marry you? I'm pretty sure there's there's a Nigerian online who will marry you today.
I was just gonna say, I got a bunch of Nigerians.
There's a Nigerian online who will marry you right now. So the question is there a man who's ready to marry me? Is there a man who's ready to love me and deal with all that I am? Is there a man who's ready to cultivate a relationship with me that is healthy, spiritually, emotionally, physically? And what? Ain't it 4 of them? Spiritually, emotionally. Wait, what is it? I don't have a brain for Kina. Where you at? Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Yes, all of them. Yeah, is somebody ready to do that? So that's what I'm just saying. Like, are you ready for that? Do you have a wherewithal to keep you from strangling that person when he go to sleep and he didn't come to dinner when you told him to, or when you wake up and it's a plate in the bed with you and you roll over into a plate of barbecue chicken? Are you ready when you go and pull the get ready to pull the clothes out the laundry and he done left paper in there and now it's lint all over your clothes and you just want to take that pair of pants and just tie it around his neck and just choke the shit out of him? Like, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Are you ready for all those things that a marriage entail? So the question isn't, is there somebody who's ready to marry you? There's somebody on Instagram who's in your inbox right now who will marry you, but is he ready to love you? That's what you want to know. It does sound like a very personal example. Angels will fly. Listen, I had lots of dreams of this person's demise. Like, I could see them crossing the street and in a Valley Metro bus, just boom, knocking you right out your shoes. Like, listen, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You say that you're ready, and I believe you when you say you're ready, because I don't know you personally. But what Spirit is saying is that you have to consider all those possibilities and all those consequences of being in a relationship. And finances are a big thing that break up marriages. So are you ready to find somebody who's ready to match you here? Not just marry you, but match you on every single level that you're ready to be in, or at least be able to cultivate a positive, healthy relationship. So what you want to know is, how do I get from where I am now single to being ready to be in a marriage? What step do I need to take? First, you got to meet a man and put yourself out there. Listen, I always think that I'm so nice and genteel, and when I'm in a club thinking like, oh, okay, this is what I think I look like in there. This is what I look like. You know how many times they done told me to fix my face in the club? Because I really think that I'm just like, oh my God, look at him. This is what I'm like, oh my God, look at him. That's why nobody walking up to me, because Fix Your Face Angie is in full effect when I'm in the club. So I think that I'm putting myself out there, but really I'm not. I'm repelling everything that don't look right. That's all I'm just trying to say.
Yep.
You
I can guarantee.
honey, I'm 47. Age ain't nothing but a number. Listen, I don't want to, and I tell my guys all the time, I don't want to be 60 and getting married, because I'll need a nice virile man who still wants to get it on. So I don't want to get married in my 60s or 70s and they like, oh, they just sit on the porch and sip mint lemonade together. No, I want to have some bumps in the hay with my person.
I was a home health aide person, and I took care of this couple. This guy was in his 90s, and they were still, and the only reason why I knew is because we had a baby monitor because we had to listen for them to fall, and I spent the night, except I would go in on Fridays and get off on Mondays. I've heard more people having sex than I ever want to, and literally they were in their 90s still having sex.
Oh my God, that is just too much. That is too much. And another thing, like you said, go ahead, Sheri.
I'm 54 years old and I am on dating apps. So I don't,
and I'm on dating apps too. Like, all I'm saying is put out there what you want. You set a clock based on what society says. Like, my guys have told me something. I'll be like, you do know how old I am, right? You do know that I am and I'm not trying to be doing that in my age. And they like, hey, that's your physical age. Physically, this is what age you are. Spiritually and mentally, you're ready for whatever this endeavor is that we're telling you you're going to be placed upon. And so you have to understand that society says you're supposed to get married in your 20s. Society says you're supposed to have your children, at this age, or have this certain thing. That's what society says. But what did your guides tell you? What did your God tell you? What did your higher power tell you? Maybe that's not the plan that you want. Because I used to question, how do some people find their forever love at 18? They're married, their high school sweetheart. They done had their children together. They had a lifetime together. Here I am, 47, and I ain't met nobody that I want to not strangle yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a society thing. The society tells us that these are these milestones. What is your God telling you? What are your guides telling you? What are your higher power telling you? Maybe it took you that long to get yourself together mentally, physically, emotionally. Because like I said, 20 years ago, Angie wasn't ready for a husband. 20 years ago, Angie would have taken that skillet upside his head and let him know that this is the last time I'm telling you to pick these socks up off the ground. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, Angie was not ready for a husband. 20 years ago, Angie would have been on cops. We'd have both been in the cell together, because we'd have been fighting, clothes tattered, scars across the forehead, bra halfway off. We'd have been on for real cops. Y'all have been like, I remember her. She used to be on cops. That's why I get married in my 20s and 30s. 20 years ago, Angie wasn't married. This Angie understands that you can't just hit somebody upside the head with a skillet. You have to go in there and say, did you know you left your socks in there on the ground?
You can't hit somebody with a skillet.
You're not supposed to. I mean, you can, but that's how you end up handcuffed in the back of the police car yelling, I love you, from 2 different police cars. That's all I'm saying.
Jaded, what do you mean? Oh, wow, Sheri, I didn't think that. No.
I didn't think that through. About about you hearing them having sex on the
oh yeah, no, Lord, being a hospice aide and working in convalescent hospitals, and in people's homes, and yeah, the things that you see.
Let me tell you what I don't want to see: old penis, old wrinkly penis. I don't want to see
it.
old I don't even want to see erect old wrinkly penis. That's just too much.
Oh, I've seen
First
it.
of
And
all,
let
that's
me
beyond
tell
my
you,
years of knowledge. I don't want to see an old wrinkly
we
penis.
had this gentleman, his name was John, that was not an old wrinkly little penis.
Oh wait, it was a big penis?
Oh my God, girl. He had very large hands, let me just say. He was the talk of the convalescent hospital.
He was getting his Mac on in his 80s. See, but I don't want to be 80 just not getting married. Like I want to be able to travel and to have fun and to, get out and about. I don't want to be like, oh well, we still together, just sitting on the porch in a swing or a wheelchair with a cane. No, I need to be, you know what I'm saying? Still Vero.
I'm still girl.
You're welcome. I feel like we're pronouncing your name wrong. Can you tell us phonetically how to say it? Because I keep saying Tota. Is that right? Like, can you tell us how? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you let other people know that we're online so they can see the joy that is Angie and Sheri Berry.
And he's gonna be loaded.
Hey, Miss Monica Jane with Tota. Oh, that was right. So I was right. Okay. All right. But I do see love for you. It's just you, again, setting the intentions. Like, listen, it's about to be the full moon and an eclipse, a lunar eclipse.
Yes.
This is powerful energy. Call that man in. Listen, let me tell you what I put on my bay leaves. Because as well as you can repel somebody on a bay leaf, I put the same thing. And remember, when you call in something on a bay leaf, you could put my husband, not just a husband, because you might end up being in love with somebody else's husband. My husband. I want the husband that the universe has outlined for me. So put on a bay leaf, like literally, Sheri Berry showed us a jar of bay leaves. Put on there my husband and call that in as you write it down. I'm calling in my husband. Put it on there, set that bad boy on fire, let it burn up, and send the ashes back to the universe. Call your husband in. My daughter wants to have a baby. What I tell her, rub your stomach and tell your child, I can't wait till you get in here. I'm so happy that you made it here. I'm so happy to be your mom. I'm so happy that you're my son. I'm already thinking about how I want your room to be. Call in the things that you want. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. The Bible wasn't playing when they told you life and death is in the power of the tongue. I told you how I spoke that misery over my life in my 20s about the 3 times that I said I was going to get married. And here I am trying to unwind that, but it's too late. It's already to happen. So now I'm on my 3rd husband and we ain't never even been married. Speak it over your life. Go ahead, Sheri Berry. Was you going to say something else? Okay. So
these are very, very, I mean, people, I mean, the power of herbs is really, really intense, and we just take it for granted because we've had, big pharma and all of those.
And that's what we tell people. We're not teaching you anything new. Same thing your ancestors used to do.
Yeah, I'm all about folk magic. I'm all about it because it's literally, it's what we had, what we, what everybody.
Listen, Keena said a prayer back in the day that she sometimes regret now, but she understands the covenant of it. She goes on there and she be like, she asks the Lord to hide her from all the foolishness of the dating community. Sometimes that's lonely. So that means that there's nobody, like, until that person comes about who's up to par and who's ready for what she wants and who the Lord wants her to have, she's hidden. So be mindful of the things that you pray for. This is a prayer that she said, Lord, hide me from this foolishness. Hide me until my husband is ready to come. Well, what you don't think about is the consequence of being hidden from the foolishness. That means that I may not have any dates. That means that I may not have any sex. That means that I may not have any companionship. That means that I might not have any joy. Keena said 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And so that, be careful of the things that you say. You think you're praying something good over your life and you're like, oh my God, look at what, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lord, unhide me. Look, unhide me. Let open my windows of joy and let the sun shine in.
That's something that karma taught me. Karma taught me, she's like, words are spells. So just be careful what you say. Because even if you don't like practice magic, like we were talking about a protective spell, and somebody was getting sick and they were blaming karma for like they literally said, Karma, and Karma's my friend. And they literally said, well, Karma made me sick. And I went to Karma. Look, I don't like to spread rumors, but I don't like people talking smack and shit either. So this is what's happening. I think you have a right to know. And then Karma goes, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything intentionally, but let me think of what I did, what my protection, how did I word it? Because my words are spells, and I could have inadvertently done something to somebody not knowing. And so she had to really go back and think it. So you really careful with this.
I was literally just telling Angie the same thing, that there's a little bit of a fear in my ability to ask for the things that I want, because I'm very cautious, because I recognize the power that I have, because I have been able to speak things that have taken place, or that, you know, are currently in place. And it's like, I need to be very selective of how I want to phrase this, how I want to say this, the process that could potentially take off after saying it, because there are some things that, you know, it starts a process that you may not be ready for, you're not ready to endure, you don't want to deal with. And I'm just like, so I'm very particular. But then it comes to where Angie's like, they don't know what you want. What do you want? And I'm like, well, I mean, and so there, I could honestly say, like, that's something that I own, and it's something that I work through, to say that, you know, there's fear in saying what I actually want, simply because what you want may be a lot more work than you think it is. Like, everybody says they know what they want, and again, 10 years ago when I prayed this, saying, Lord, hide me, I did not think it would be 10 years. Like, I was literally just driving down the street, and I had just moved, just relocated out of my home state, and I was just like, "This is some bull crap. These people are irritating. They're trash." And I was just on this new journey, and I was just like, "Hide me." And
The Lord
sometimes I'll
put
be
a
like,
brick
"Did you
wall up,
forget
a
where you
house
put
in front
me?"
of it. He put you down in the brick.
Did
Like,
you
the Lord was
forget
like,
where
I'm
you
gonna hide
put
you, all
me?
right? Ain't nobody gonna
You
see
know,
you.
you know how you be hiding something for safekeeping, and then you forget where you put it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, several times I done went back, like, dang. But then again, there are times too, like with Angie, like, I have attempted to try to do the online thing, and I be on there like, this ain't for me, or it doesn't bode well for me, or anything like that, because literally I am hidden, and I strongly believe that. And it's just like, but there are the lonely nights, and it's just like, did you forget where you put me? Like, literally, I've had to have that conversation. But no, it's like, have been put away for safekeeping. Just that, and my intention was to be hidden until the person can see me. And child,
Listen,
listen.
my guys then told me stuff, and they'd be like, "Do this." I'd be like, "You do realize this person ain't here for me to even do this? Like, we good or whatever, right? What you want me to do? Draw a wax figure of this person? Draw like a stick figure of this person to be nice to that stick figure, because this person can go all the way to hell and back, and then go back again. Like, seriously, my guys be
Funny.
like, Angie, go take a nap. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, so I'll be like, Angie, go take a nap. But yeah, so the words are powerful. Like, trust me.
Words are very powerful.
And that's what we didn't
Yeah, somebody.
understand. Like the discussion that me and Keno and Jasmine, we didn't forget you. We're gonna do a general for you, but just hold on 1 second. Me and Keno were having a discussion earlier. Like, a lot of the things that I learned, like a lot of things that were said in the Bible or that were spoken to us in church, they didn't tell us how to do it. They used to be like, meditate on the word, and I used to be like, okay, meditate on the word. I didn't learn what meditation meant until after I got out of religion, until after I got out of the church, or I didn't understand what life and death is in the power of the tongue meant until after I got out of it, and people start teaching me about manifestation. The church doesn't always teach you how to do what they're telling you to do. They don't teach you how to pray. One of the things I heard in a seminar today is that prayer is a low vibration, because you're asking somebody outside of you. You're taught that to go to a higher entity that is above you and to beg them for something that has already been given to you. He said that I give you the power to tread upon scorpions, to heal people, and to speak these things into existence. And here you go saying, will you heal me? Lord, if it's your will you heal me? Lord, if it's your will, can you make it where I don't have cancer anymore? Lord, if it's your will, Lord, if it's your will. I already told you, you have the power to speak these things into existence, and you don't understand that, because the church never told us how to speak those things into existence until they started to lose money. So when the church started to lose money, Then it's, oh, let's talk about manifestation. Let's talk about meditation. Let's talk about higher powers. Let's talk about calling in something else other than God, because now the people are going to readers, the people are going to the metaphysical, and we're losing money. So let's change our approach to the whole situation. So the church doesn't address it until they start to lose money. The church doesn't address it until it affects your bottom line. I don't know how many times I went into church and I would tell Keena, I would be in church broken, bruised, just begging for somebody to just hug me. And they'd be in there. The Lord told me to tell you this, and the Lord told you to tell that. You speaking to God, and He ain't tell you that I'm sitting here on the pew tube needing a hug, and He ain't tell you that. He ain't tell not one person in this church to hug me. He ain't tell not one person in here that I was broken, battered, or
He
bruised.
told Sheri.
Exactly, because Sheri wasn't in the church. He told Sheri I needed a hug, and so Sheri gave me a hug. He told Sheri or the higher power told Sheri to tell Edgy ultimatums don't work, but she wasn't in the church. A lot of the things that I learned was outside of the church, and so we have to learn that Bible, you have to sometimes break it apart on your own account and not go by what the church is teaching you, because the church is going to teach you what keeps you coming back. The church is going to give you just a little bit. Like they were saying, the one lady was saying in one of the seminars that I was in today, a lot of times you go to readers and you have to go back to them in 3 months because they just give you enough information for you to come back. I am giving you the full breadth of everything that the Lord is telling me to tell you, or that the higher power is telling you to tell me. If they tell you to stop, to quit your job and go start a Pizza Hut, that's what I'm telling you to do, because that's what they told me to. I don't want you to be a crutch. I don't want you to keep coming back to me asking me how to do it, because sometimes it just gets on my nerves when you ask me the same question over and over and over again. And so I'm just not as
I
patient. I'm not Jesus. Don't come back to me 70 times, because on time number 3, you go get a royal cussing out, because my nerves just can't take it. And so don't come to me in the light of Jesus. I'm not Jesus. I'm Angie, and Angie can't take it. She just
I
can't.
actually heard a pastor say recently in one of his sermons the week, he said that it's not the Bible that we don't understand or that we fear. It's certain people's interpretation of it. He was like, "There's nothing wrong with the Bible. It's that you don't trust the interpretations of the person that you're
Exactly.
hearing it from, and so that's why you
That
have
is
to a lot of
so
time read
freaking
for
true.
your yeah, you have to read for your own reassurance, and that's what worked for me, and that's how I ended up, where I'm at. That's how I know, like I had to learn who I was. I had to learn what it meant for me. Like me and Angie have very similar. Like Angie's background when it comes to religion is like she had to sit and ask herself, do I believe because my mom and dad told me to believe, or do I believe because I actually believe? You come to a place where you have to ask yourself those questions, because a lot of us were baptized or indoctrinated or whatever since we were little kids or since we were whatever. And so once you become an adult, you have to decide if that's the path that you're still going to stay on. And so
What
we've
is
had
it?
to do that. So
Right. And
A
so
regular treason?
another thing that I've learned to understand is that, like, when the lady was giving me a reading today, I could tell she wasn't reading the cards, because I was reading myself while she was giving me the reading. And I could see, I said, oh, 6 of Wands, that's victory. Oh, okay. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, King of Pentacles, that's money coming in, that's good news, that's abundance. But that's not what she was speaking into me, and she may have been seeing it a different way. But I'm reading the cards and I'm like, this can't possibly be what she's saying, because we seeing two different things. And I've had people speak things to me in readings, and my guys would be like, nope, that's not true. That doesn't apply to you. Nope, that's not the way it is. I've had people give me a full on reading. My guys be like, nope, that's just not clear what it is. My guides are very true, because I've given that authority to come into my set and tell me when I'm wrong, when they're wrong, when somebody else is wrong, and be like, no, that's not true. Don't even believe that. Don't even consider that. And so I go by what my guides tell me and how they. We've always told you, do not give your power over to a reading. That's just the way that I see it. Your people may be speaking to you in a different way. And I always check my ego. Is this ego telling me no, that this ain't true what they're saying? Or is this me? Like what Keena told me, you know what I'm saying? This isn't your spirit of patience. This is your turn of learning to wait. I want to hear it at all, but it's true. I'm learning to wait. I'm not learning to be patient.
and
I'm
that
learning to
that
wait.
came out of nowhere because Angie has always said that her, son's father taught her patience, and she was saying that night, and I'm like, no, they just said he didn't. He taught you patience in a different kind of way. This season, you're not learning patience. You're learning how to wait. Like he taught you patience in the sense of temperaments and learning how to deal with different people and different learning styles and stuff like that. Now you're really learning how to wait. You're learning patience.
Like where
so
everybody around you is moving, they're telling you, Angie, you need to do this, Angie, you need to do that, Angie, you need to do this, Angie. And my guys are like, nope, it's in divine time, and you move when I say move. So you can do what they tell you to do, but it's not gonna work because we didn't tell you to move. They told you to move. And so sometimes things will happen. I'll be like, well, why didn't this happen? Because they told you to do it. We didn't tell you to do it. We told you to do
child,
this. So you have to learn who you're going to listen to. Are you going to listen to me, who is a Lord, who doesn't have that same authority over you, or are you going to listen to your higher power? So that's what I'm trying to give you is the ability to be able to discern on your own. I don't want you to keep coming back to me. I want you to send new people to me, and I want our healing to evolve to the point where you don't have to come to me and be like, "Does Willie Lump Lump love me?" Well, you could be like, "You know what? I learned from Angie to go ahead and understand that Willie Lump Lump don't love me. That to see myself in a higher self." And so I send people to Angie because I know she taught me healing. I know Angie taught me how to discern what's right and for wrong, and how to think from here and not from here. So that's what I want you to get from me, how to evolve, how to get to a higher level of healing. I'm not trying to have you down here on a bottom feeder where you need to come back to me every week and ask me, is Joel still talking to Mary Sue? No, I don't know, and I don't care. What I care about is, are you ready to move on from Joel? Because he obviously does not have your highest and greatest good in mind. So that's what I'm trying to take you to a higher level of healing, not to have you coming back to me over and over again. Exactly. Analyze and take what applies and what doesn't, you leave and keep on moving. Like
take the big
I
paper
always hear
bones.
people be like, oh, the 3 of Cups is a third party situation. They be like, no, it's not. The 3 of Cups is a celebration.
You have to do take the meat and
You
leave the
also
bone.
have to realize the reader is coming from their own personal journey right now. They could be going through something emotionally in the situation, and that's how they're reading you, is through their emotions or the lens that they see. All men are dogs, and so maybe they haven't evolved. And so are they telling you what the cards are actually saying, or are they telling you their interpretation of the relationship as they seen it? Because like I said, when I first learned the 5 of Wands, I learned it to be collaboration and not conflict. When they first showed me the 5 of Wands, it was collaboration because it looked like people were building something together. It didn't look like conflict. And so your interpretation of the cards is based on what your higher power is telling you. All right. So Miss Jasmine, are you still here? Are you ready for your reading? Because you said general. So let's go ahead and get you done. And then you're the last one. And then I have 9 minutes to go pick up Brandon. I know he'll be like, I hate Sundays because my mama is late every freaking week coming to pick me up. We get off work at 7 o'clock and I'm on my way to get him. I'm gonna be on time today, y'all. So Miss Jasmine, if y'all have anything for her, y'all can go ahead while I get these cards ready. I did hear Jasmine, enough is enough. That's the first thing I heard was enough is enough. And they're showing me the Jennifer Lopez movie, like enough is enough. Like you have to know your power, yes, stand to your power, like enough is enough. Is it time for you to move on for a situation? Is that what they're saying? Because I heard enough is enough. Like you need to know that this is a stopping point. And they're showing me a 10, like this. Let it go. Move on. Enough is enough. But go ahead, Sheri Berry. Or are you ready to read her? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm still pulling cards. I was just telling her the first
I
thing I saw.
Okay, so I got the 2 of Cups. Okay, so your path, your potential is what I'm doing regular tarot today. I don't know why, but that's what I'm doing. So for you, I got the 2 of Cups. So there's a partnership that you are I'm not getting a romantic thing, but a partnership. Are you Gemini? I'm just kind of wondering. And then I get the 8 of Cups as your path. So you're not looking at the things that you have, the blessings that you've got, and you're walking away from them. And I'm not understanding why. And because you're walking away, I have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and I do read reversals. Oh, you're Virgo, okay. What do you are you? Okay. There's a situation that is a partnership or a contract that you're severing, or that is severing, or you're walking away from, and there's a lot of things I think that you are having doubts from it. and walking away from this contract or this agreement arrangements thing, the bounty that you have built for yourself may potentially not be there for you. And I'm sorry, this is such a doggy downer kind of reading. I'm getting that you're going through a lot right now. And I'm thinking it's more financial than anything else.
I think you're right on the money because they're showing me her in a boat. And it's the Six of Swords. Like you're going from chaos to calm. Like you're trying to pull yourself out of the chaos into the calm. Are you in the Midwest or are you thinking about relocating to Chicago? Because they're showing me the Chicago skyline and then they're showing me the Great Lakes, specifically Lake Michigan. So are you in the Midwest and you're trying to move to Chicago? Because they're showing me the Chicago city skyline. And if that is the case, that you're thinking of moving or to transition on, they're saying go ahead. The water isn't turbulent. Like it's just you. It's time for you to move on. Enough is enough.
Next month or so. Okay. So are you just like not looking at the job that you currently have in a positive outlook? Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something financial going on, and but this is what I got. So this is you fucking light piece of shit. Nothing
We can see
matters.
it.
I mean, you can.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you, your path.
Oh, moving on. That's that transition. I feel like that's that boat. That's that Six of Swords that they're showing me.
Yep, and the potential.
That's the move on. That's that enough is enough. It's time for you to move on. But there's no
Enough
connection to
enough.
Chicago at all or the Midwest because they're clearly showing me the Chicago skyline and they're showing me Lake Michigan. And in the boat, you're on the water and you're going to the Chicago harbor or like, that area, like the boating area or the water in Chicago. That's where you're pulling up to. So you're not thinking about moving to Chicago or the Midwest in any way because that's what they're showing me. So I don't understand. Does Chicago have any significance to you? Do you have family there?
Or
Because they're showing me
maybe the
Chicago
job,
clearly.
maybe the home office of the new job is in Chicago.
That could be it too, because they're clearly showing me Chicago. And it's time to move on. They show me pentacles falling, but they are okay, well, you say you're not moving there, but Spirit says that you are, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, X lives there and he wanted me to move there, but I'm not moving there.
Okay. Well, that's what they showed me, like the chaos that you're in, like you're leaving from where you are, and that's where your boat is docking at the Chicago harbor or like in that area of Chicago, because that's the skyline they're showing me. And what I'm hearing is you don't have to get with this person in order to move to Chicago. And Chicago is an expensive place and it is a rough place if you're not in the right area. So again, consider that. But that's what they're showing me. They're showing me that link to Chicago. Or this is Mercury retrograde. Are you consider taking this person back? Is that what you're trying to do? Like are you thinking about why you only want me when I'm walking away? Right. Okay. Again, because that makes sense. Angels Will Fly. Because Angels Will Fly is saying the song Kiss My Uh-Oh by Anne Marie and Little Mix keeps playing in my head. I know the song itself is about a romantic relationship, but it's not playing like that in that case. It's specifically why you only want me when I walk away. So are you thinking about or considering going back to that relationship? Is that why that's coming up then?
Kiss me. I want to be your partner.
They're showing me pentacles falling, but the pentacles are disappearing as fast as they come. So your money is coming in, but it's also going out as fast as it's coming in. And so that's why I think that Nine of Pentacles was in the reverse. And I don't normally read reversals, but the Nine of Pentacles is independent wealth. That means you have enough money to do whatever it is you want to. And it seems like as fast as the money comes in, it disappears because they're showing it to me the pentacles are falling, but they're disappearing before they even reach the ground or reach you. Okay, you found out he couldn't hear me. Okay, so then you don't need to go back on him. I'm just wondering what this Chicago connection is. Are you missing him? Are you reminiscing on something about the relationship? Because Chicago just came up and it has no relevance to me. And so there's something about this connection. Like, are you missing the good parts of the relationship before you found out that he was married? Like, and I understand that, and it's okay to be honest, because sometimes we miss those things that were terrible in our life. We miss the good times of that relationship. Like, we miss the just having somebody to call, to talk to have romantic relations with, and things like that. So it's okay to admit that you may be having feelings or remembering that situation and some of the good parts of it, or wanting for something to be better. He lives in Michigan, but not Chicago. Okay, they were showing me Lake Michigan, but they were showing me you pulling up to Chicago. So I don't know it, and they're not giving me any understanding of it. They showed me Lake Michigan, so maybe Lake Michigan is his part, and then they showed me the Chicago shoreline, and you were in a boat, and you were going from chaos to calm, because that's what the Six of Swords is. You're going from chaotic situation to a calmer situation, and you're pulling up to Chicago is where the boat was taking you. So that's how they showed it to me. And so if your interpretation of what I'm seeing is different, that's fine, but that's what they're showing me. Um, okay, y'all, I gotta go. It's 7 o'clock, and Brenda already texted me, are you coming? I just want to pull one card for you, honey bunny, and see what I got. And I got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, which is anxiety, fear, needing rest, being too much in your head. For on one point, four is stability, needing that rest, needing to regroup, but it's also fear and anxiety of things that could possibly happen or that have not happened. So you have some fear and anxiety, but then I see the Justice card, which means that you're going to get justice. You're going to get things to work out in your favor. So do you have a settlement or something that you're waiting on? Because I don't feel like this has to do with work or with karma, but is there a settlement or something that you're also working on, because justice is going to be in your favor? Oh, your mom calls you honey bunny. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like that. But there's a justice that's coming for you. Oh, I love it. Hi. Okay. I just realized all three of you are wearing glasses. I wore glasses because I ain't put on no makeup today, and I look like hell on earth. And so I put these glasses on so you can. Oh, just accident case. Okay, so you're waiting on a judgment, so that judgment is gonna be favorable in your hand. It's gonna give you the money you need to make some moves that you can't move now. So money is coming in for you, and so maybe that's why have you already counted the money? Like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do, and that's why the money is pixelating. Like before it even reaches your hand, you've already spent the money. So maybe that's what it is. But definitely there is a court case that is going to end up being in your favor. One more thing. Let me get one more card for you. An overall outcome for Jasmine.
Now I got that song in my head.
I got the Queen of Cups, but I don't feel like that's right either. It will turn out in your favor. It is going to come to in your favor. You're going. The Queen of Cups is somebody nurturing. They're saying, listen to your attorneys. Like, this is somebody nurturing. You got the Queen of Cups too?
I got the Two of Cups again.
Oh, again. So again, that's that partnership. I think that's you needing, like, you're trying to rush this along because you want the money, and you're like, settle, settle, settle. And again, my people have been clear with me on my situation with my accident is that it's in divine timing. I have to wait. I know that there are things that I want. Listen, I called the company that was supposed to be working on my settlement and was on hold for 46 minutes. And my spirit guide said, ain't nobody gonna answer the phone, because for one, we told you not to call. And I sat there like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna call, and I'm gonna sit on hold. And they said, you can sit on hold until the crowds come home, and it's still ain't nobody gonna answer that phone. I hung up the phone and called back again. They said, and ain't nobody still gonna answer the phone. And nobody answered the phone because they wanted me to understand divine timing. Like Kina said, this is my period of waiting and understanding that I need to wait. And so are you understanding that the wait is in your divine timing? And so this seems to be somebody who's nurturing, somebody who's trying to help you, somebody who's trying to give you that cup of love to help you to understand that we're trying to help you, not trying to hurt you. And you said things are not working out in your favor, but I need my legal team to settle that out. Okay. But things are going to work out in your favor. Again, you need to ask your guides or your higher power, how do I get from where I am now to a positive outcome in this case? What steps do I need to take to help this to be a positive outcome for me? And then another question that I've learned to ask this week, how do I proactively wait? How do I wait in a space where I am being proactive or where I'm being positive or productive? That was the word I used. How do I wait productively? How do I wait for this settlement to happen, but I still be productive in my everyday life? How do I make strides in my everyday life while I'm waiting on this settlement to come? How do I move forward knowing that this is coming, but still being able to wait productively? So that's a question that you need to ask. How do I wait productively? What is my next step? How do I get from where I am now to where I need to be? And then again, it's about to be the full moon. It's about to be an eclipse. On Sonora Mystic Tarot page, he's one of my people that I follow. So you're on my YouTube. So go on my YouTube and find Sonora Mystic Tarot. And then he has a link to a full moon ritual, which we all do. When we tell you something to do, we do it too. Do
We do
that
it
full moon
too.
ritual. Release what no longer serves you. And then again, allow that frustration to go. Because again, remember I told you I was extremely aggressive today and I had a rant online and everything because again, that eclipse is pulling all of that junk out of me that I said I wanted to release. And so you have to recognize when you're being bitchy. And I told y'all when I started this live, hey, y'all go get it and y'all go get it hardcore for me and raw because they're pulling it out of me. And if you don't like what I have to say, then you should go before you get your feelings hurt. And that's what it was. They're pulling all of that out of me and my emotions are raw. My tongue is look, that Queen of Swords is working in me and that bitchy energy is out here. And so I was not being kind about everything I was saying, but I was being honest. The one thing you can't say is that I'm not being honest. And so in your situation, you need to change the way that you ask or manifest things. You need to ask, what is my next step? How do I wait productively? What do I need to do in order to get from here where I am now in a lack mentality to where I am in a manifesting mentality? Remember, we have our affirmation. I believe in infinite abundance and all my wants and needs are met. So you need to stand in that abundance of knowing and speak that every morning when you wake up. I believe in infinite abundance and all my wants and needs are met. And so whatever it is that's pulling you to Chicago or whatever this is taking you from this chaos to this tranquility and they're showing me Chicago, ask them, what is the significance of Chicago? Is there something that I'm missing? Am I relating my negative feelings toward him to something that is blocking me from a blessing that is in Chicago? Is there a blessing for me in Chicago? Is there something that is abundantly there for me to receive? So those are the questions that you can ask yourself or you can ask your higher power, that you can write out, that you can journal about. Everything isn't exactly just written out in tarot. Sometimes it's about you pulling the answers out and knowing what is for your greatest and highest good. So I hope that helps for you. And I hope that you are able to move forward in a more positive light. I got to go pick up my baby. So I'm signing off, y'all. It's been 3 hours. I hope that y'all are not upset that I was real raw with y'all but that I was true and honest with y'all. And I hope that I provided healing for most of you who were on this line and that you know that I am always here in love and light and trying to help you to be your highest and greatest self. Never am I here for the money because y'all ain't paying me nothing. Exactly. We're here for your healing. We're here for your highest and greatest good.
I take
We
makeup.
want you to be the best you. Exactly. Cash App,
Sheri S. Beery 68. That's the year I was born. I really am 50.
Oh, I was wondering what that 68 was, but that's okay.
That's the year I was born. I take all kinds of makeup. I am allergic to some eyeliners, so
But again, step into your power. Miss Jasmine, go ahead and ask those questions that I asked and hope that the universe or your higher power, and be open to all the ways that they could come to you, or tell them, come to me in my dream and help me to remember my dream. Come to me in a song, come to me in a movie. Do not discount any of the ways that you can hear things. Because remember, I had the dream and they showed me that this person wasn't good for me by turning him into Judas. They've given me a song. They told me, listen to Have You Ever, and they wouldn't let me hear anything else. I tried to listen to other songs and the only thing I could hear was Brandy, Have You Ever. No matter what song I put on, all I heard was Have You Ever. I understood what they meant. I didn't like what they meant, but I understood what they were telling me. So be mindful of all the different ways. Julie from Love Riot Warrior, she told me to listen to Beautiful Lies by this guy. I can't remember. I have it on my phone because I put up the song. So I'm gonna go and listen to that song today. So always there's different ways that the universe is speaking to you. If you see something that reminds you of a deceased relative, if you hear something that reminds you of a deceased relative, these are all the ways the universe, your ancestors, and your higher powers are trying to talk to you. So do not discredit any information that you're receiving as not accurate. And if you don't understand what you're receiving, ask them. When I wake up in the morning or when I wake up from a dream, I'll be like, is there anything significant in that dream that I need to remember? If they say no, I'll move on with my life. If they say yes, then I try to move forward with understanding whatever it is that they want me to understand from that dream. So I hope you all have a great week, and you guys move forward in love and light. Bye. My son is gonna be like, Mama, can you just send me an Uber on Sundays because you ain't never on time? Bye, y'all.